This is it. The moment you've been waiting for. The grand finals of ProBots. 7 weeks of extremely competitive AI gameplay have brought us to this moment. 16 bots entered and only 3 bots remain. And only one will walk away as this year's Season 1 champion of 2022. So thank you for tuning in to ProBots here on ESChamp. And make sure you stick around because tonight, humanity will be fighting against the bots as we go toe-to-toe with our most competitive StarCraft bots to date. Once again, sit back, relax, tell everybody you know about it. It is time for the Season 1 of 2022 Grand Finals of ProBots here on ESChamp. Let's go. We are all here. Welcome, Ketrock. Welcome, Endersword. And welcome, everybody tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to make sure you two do it now because I got to remember as well. Hit the thumbs up button real quick so everybody can know about our Season 1 Grand Finals here in 2022. Now, how are you guys feeling? Are you ready for some of the best bots you've ever seen?
I feel that I am ready.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah. I feel that
did
we
you
did
prepare?
like a nice 6 or 7 week long like preamble to like get us ready for this point. So I do feel kind of like equipped to handle it.
Okay. We'll see. What about you, Ketrock? You ready?
Yeah, I won't have the distractions of watching my own bot this time, and I'm excited. I think Eris just came off a 144 game winning streak on the ladder, which is interesting.
Wow.
And I've never seen NegativeZero versus Zerg, so I'm really interested to see how he does versus them because he slaughters Terran, so this will be fun.
Some uncharted territory, almost. Some new games here. Now, I saw you just took a game back off of Eris, though, for the first. Didn't you break the streak? Or something?
Yeah, I
right?
did, but that probably means he beat me like 4 or 5 times in that 144 games. So still 4-1 for Eris in that stretch.
Still, it shows that a god can bleed. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens tonight. Yeah. We're gonna pull up the bracket here, and we're gonna check out our bots tonight. And we have again 3 of our strongest bots to date. But we had 16 amazing bots this season. We can kind of take a look at how we got here. This is our upper bracket, and you can see all the bots there on the left. Even a few new authors who did very well this season. So shout out to them and shout out to everybody for working so hard on giving us some great games. You see a lot of 2-0s, but we had some very close and exciting matches this season. Some of the most, I'd say.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot tighter than the scores themselves would indicate.
Yeah, definitely. And then Ketrock didn't make it into the top 3 for the first time in a while. I'm a little sad about that because he was in my prediction bracket to do so.
Mm-hmm.
But you had some tough competition.
Yeah. NegativeZero is always a tough one. If things did go to plan, I would have been like cheesing him out anyways. So it wouldn't have been like a legit victory, I would say. But once again, I don't get to face Eris, which is always the matchup I'm looking forward to. We just always end up on the opposite side of the brackets and things don't pan out at the end.
And then here's our lower bracket. And you can see, Dominion Dog having an awesome run this season and just taking out some of our best Terrans. Micro Machine, Ketrock, he beat Spud, he beat one of our new bots. Just an absolute tear. And then where's our finals? This is tonight. What we're going to see, what we will all witness in its glory. So we're going to start in the upper bracket. So ignore this for the moment. As it keeps Zoe in the back of your mind. She's waiting down in the lower bracket, just waiting to pounce on whoever shall fall prey to her clutches. Yeah, we've got a lot of Zerg this finals. I'm excited for that. Zerg finally making a comeback.
Yeah,
where is it? There it is. Nope, that isn't it. What is it? Okay, here's our format.
This is what we're doing.
That's fun too. This is good too. Yeah. So, they can't hear Ketrock?
Just on this.
On this scene. Okay, so Ketrock, I guess, just hang out. But yeah, here's our format. In case you're not familiar, we're going to do our top bracket, a best of 3. We're going to take the loser of that down into the lower bracket to face against Zoe, and they will do a best of 3 as well. And then whoever wins that is going to move into our grand finals, our best of 7. And somebody's going to have a 1-game advantage, whichever one of those bots in the upper bracket manages to survive and go undefeated. Have either of those bots in the upper bracket dropped even a game this season? I forgot to look at the bracket.
I don't think so.
I don't think they've even lost.
You can check again, but I don't think so.
Go back to the bracket. I've got to see. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up too. So yeah, I know NegativeZero hasn't dropped any, and then Eris
has not.
Did not drop it. So 2 bots with perfect records so far in the season going up against each other. Oh boy, the competition is fierce. Endersword. Can we hear Ketrock again? Yeah, I think we can. Welcome back, Ketrock. We missed you.
Okay.
For whatever reason, you're just not allowed to talk on that page, but that's fine. We're going to get things ready here. And we should also probably talk about our humans versus bots a little bit.
Yes.
Now, did you both play against the bots? I know you did, Endersword.
Yeah, I played 1 each.
1 each.
And I won't give what the result. I'll talk about it
keep
later.
no spoilers.
But, but it's interesting. But we've got a lot of like high level folks playing. Yeah, did you play them, Ketrock?
Recently, right?
Yeah.
Oh, can we not hear Ketrock?
Can we hear him?
I can't hear Ketrock. Uh-oh.
Oh, no, okay, sorry.
There he is.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can spoil because I never submitted my games.
Okay.
I played all the bots, and none of the games were good because I either crushed them or they crushed me. It was never like a close game. So yeah, the top bots of Eris and Ketrock and Biker Machine, I couldn't challenge them, at least with my play style. They just overran me.
Now, I believe these bots are available I know they're available for our Crown Club. I think for everybody. We had a Reddit post about it. You can go download from our Discord or our forum down below. You'll find the link for that. It's on our website, our brand new shiny website that we actually just got running this year. Go check it out. And you can download and play against these bots. We've made it a lot easier this year. Big shout out to SC2 AI Arena, the guys over there, Crypt and Laddie, working really hard, and everybody else, obviously, working hard to make this all possible. But we've got a very easy to use launcher now. You can go download it and play against these bots. And apparently they're the hardest bots that we've released on humanity so far. So I am so excited to see this.
I think they've definitely made adjustments from, because I often go in and I know what the bots are going to do because we see it all the time.
Yeah, they're predictable sometimes.
A number of the bots, because I just kind of played each one once, a number of them are doing stuff that's totally different from what they do against other bots.
Yeah.
So it can take you by surprise. So it's kind of nice because you can often like metagame them because they're bots, but because they're doing different things, if you genuinely just go with your first replay, it'll surprise you what they did, or at least for most of them. Definitely. So yeah, it's good.
I haven't played against him yet. I wanted to keep it unspoiled, so I have no idea what to expect. Drek said he didn't need my replays this year, so I was like, all right, I'm just going to watch the show and enjoy. So thank you, everybody else, for joining us to watch the show, and we're going to get these games started in just a couple of minutes here. Again, make sure you check out all the links below. If you're a new bot author and you're just checking this out and you've just decided, I want to make a bot, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, because let's be honest, this is pretty cool. You can go check out the SC2 AI Arena Discord. AIarena.net is their website. They have a really great community over there, a lot of really good resources available in many languages at this point, like 5-6+ language. We have a lot of languages that you can program a bot in. So yeah, very cool.
I think someone's even creating another language, if I remember reading it correctly on the Discord. So
like a new language, their own.
Yeah, was it like Haskell? What was he doing? He was doing some like obscure language he's going to create an API for. So
okay, cool.
There'll be another option soon, I guess.
More accessibility, the more the better. All right, well, I believe, let's see, let me check my list here. I think that's all we got. Yeah, we can talk about our first match coming up now, because that's about to kick off. And this one's going to be exciting. Again, 2 bots who have not dropped a single game this series. NegativeZero, last season's champion, against Eris, which was season champion 2 seasons ago, right? I'm pretty sure.
It's definitely one before. I can't remember when. Yeah.
Oh, we can't hear Ketrock again. I see him talking, but he's...
That's not me.
I could hear him. Yeah.
Could you hear him? I can't hear him.
I can hear him. I think the world heard him.
Yeah, I 100% can't. I can't hear Ketrock. He's frozen on mine. This is the weirdest thing. Okay, I'm gonna rejoin my thing because it did screw up, I think, anyway. But we'll do it. Let's pull out some stats real quick as I do that. And let's check out these two bots that are going toe-to-toe. Endersword, tell us about these bots.
Well, NegativeZero here, as mentioned, this is probably underrating. I think for both of them, they probably improved a lot. But yeah, an ELO of 2144, win rate 78%, and no crashes and no losses yet this season, as we mentioned. So this is obviously based on the SC2 AI ladder. But yeah, NegativeZero looking pretty infallible, but so is Eris.
And remember, NegativeZero already had the #1 seed guaranteed as last season's champion, so he wasn't participating hard in the ladder race.
Right.
So if he were try-harding, these stats might even be higher, maybe like a 2200 plus ELO.
Yeah. Yeah, some bots get lazy. They just coast.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the rest of us, we were all like fighting for seeds in the ProBots tournament. Eris, however, is kind of run away with the first place.
Yeah.
It says
So
2270 here, but I think at the moment he's more like 2450, something like that.
Yeah.
So he's got a good like 200-point lead on the rest of the pack.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, 24-26 currently.
24-26.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Crazy. Yeah, only a few seasons ago, there was only like one or two above 2000. Usually like Micro Machine was the only one above 2000. But now we've got several above that, but the top layer is getting higher and higher.
The competition's getting fierce. Yep. Now, who do you think was the hardest one to play against in your human versus bot? Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm resolved. I can hear Ketrock now, so.
Okay, great.
And yeah, I don't know what's ELO that we see here is more similar to like chess ELO. It doesn't relate to like the MMR that you get in StarCraft. So no, these aren't in Bronze League.
Yeah,
they're
not anymore.
So it's more, it's using, I think, the chess system. I don't know if it's modified at all, but where 2500 would be like a grandmaster of chess.
And the more bots on the ladder, the more range of ELO we'll get as well, right? So the more bots you get, the higher the top bots will be in ELO.
Yeah.
So it's more comparing the bots to each other than the actual number itself.
Yeah. Indeed.
So to be 200 above the next bot is quite the feat then.
It's insane. I remember when Micro Machine was like 100 above me and I was trying to catch him. You win like 20 games in a row and you gain like 1 point on him because it's so hard to gain ELO once you're at the very, very top. It's very easy to lose ELO, but it's very hard to gain. So to get a 200-point lead is absolute insanity.
Yeah, if you're 400 points above, then it's the assumption you'll win 99% of the time. So, it's very distinct. So 200 is like, you'll win like 80-something%.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, we are ready to watch two of our top bots go toe-to-toe, NegativeZero versus Eris in our upper bracket grand finals to decide who moves on and gets that guaranteed place in our best of 7 here. Let's go. Team Eris's Eris. Mind me's NegativeZero. All right. I hear the game sound somewhere.
Yeah.
It's loud as hell. Hold on.
Basically.
There we go. Okay. I'm good now. We are here, Endersword, for our grand finals. Me and you casting this one? Hardwire.
I think so. Us to kick it off.
Let's do it.
Eris already expanding. NegativeZero going for the pylon at the ramp. So I think what we had seen last year was NegativeZero go with the Mass Adept and kind of pull Eris apart with that. We'll see if that's still the plan here or whether they both adjusted to what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I am so excited for this. Again, 7 weeks have led up to this moment, and these two bots have just been so impressive. Not even just this season. In the last couple seasons, they've just been dominant So to see them go toe to toe now, does this decide who's just going to win the whole thing here tonight? If whoever wins this, I think that's been the case usually, right?
Yeah, it's quite possible. Yeah, very often our upper bracket winner does just go on to win anyway. However, Zoe in the lower bracket side is, I could see, like, particularly if NegativeZero is the one that wins it, Zoe may have a totally different approach against it that may do well. But yeah, I think we're seeing what we've seen NegativeZero do on this map before. These are the exact same building placement, so I do expect this to be the adept play.
Yeah, that adept play is super strong when in the hands of a bot. Now, yeah, I really want to see adepts versus widow mines. You know how you can time the adept to shade and draw the widow mine? That would be cool to see stuff like that, because that's hard to pull off as a human. But as a bot, I would imagine that'd be pretty easy to time out, right?
Probably. I would think so. It's everything is both easier and harder as a bot.
That's true.
But once you dial it in, then you've got it. There's certain things that are mechanically difficult that are kind of easy to program in. But yeah, it's hard to look at, like, looking at NegativeZero's adept play. It will look very difficult to even just come up with all the conditions of what it's doing and when. Like when to allow an adept to complete the shade or not is such like a calculation of like, what am I trying to do?
Yeah.
And what's the danger and trying to do that on like an individual unit basis, but then have them cohesive so that, like, if 6 adepts are shading in, you need them all to decide whether they're going or not.
Yeah, and work together and not just.
So yeah, exactly. So they need to be individual and an army at the same time.
That's hard to pull off. It's hard to figure that out, I think. But NegativeZero has that down pretty well. It just such strong play is really good. I think does more of the individual unit approach, where it kind of each unit just kind of does its own thing. But still, they work great in a group here if they group up. And adepts are going to start fighting queens. There's a lot more adepts about to shade in. Zerglings are waiting very patiently on the top of the ramp. That is nice.
I think
they're not just going down and taking free shots. Wow.
Yeah, I think this is key. Is you've got to almost have the first true engagement be very decisive.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You have to surround the adepts, catch them when their shade's done, something like that.
They're coming in because the speed is just about to finish, I think.
Yeah, now they should be able to maybe get some surrounds. The shade's going to finish, though, and I think some of the adepts are going to get back into the mineral line. One keeps kiting backwards. Okay, so a little bit of damage does get dealt here. Oh, nice spot for the adepts in there, but they will get picked off. Okay, so all in all,
it's a lot of lings, and they did, like, kind of keep their powder dry until it was time to go. And now with the speed, they're kind of going to chase everything across.
It's a good analogy. Keep their powder dry.
If they find the actual position, like, of the proxy, that could help. But yeah, they're just kind of hunting this down, and I like this approach.
Just killing all the adepts right now. Yeah, getting really nice surrounds, catching them as they try to shade away. Oh no, NegativeZero has very little army right now. He does have enough, I think, to be able to clean this up.
Maybe clean it, but this is a lot of damage done.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. He might not actually even be, if more lings keep coming in.
He loses the entire mineral line. Yeah, the second wave may end it.
Yeah, there's 16 Zerglings on the way right now. You think you'd be a good pirate?
Oh, he pulled them back. Yeah.
Keep the. I like that analogy, keeping the powder dry. In case you didn't know, that's for gunpowder.
Yes, of course.
You don't want it to explode early. You want to wait till the right moment.
Yeah.
That's
really so he does take out the proxy position. So he may be able to regroup back home here, but after losing all those workers, it's going to be a pretty tough clawback here. And then here comes the next wave, and there's still a lot of lings here. And because of the individualistic way that the adepts work, they're just so easily surrounded.
Yeah, they're catching everything.
Yeah.
And this might just be too much for NegativeZero to handle here.
Yeah.
Eris really good at identifying, wow, I just should make more Zergs. And I'm seeing one of the updates was added extra Zergling harass. I wonder if this is just the harass, but I think there's
definitely a layer to it, because like you said, him holding them back originally was a big key to this, because if he had brought down like the first 8 and they start getting some of them picked off and whatever, but he kept them basically until he had like 30 plus, and he was like a few seconds away from speed being done.
And then just
I think that was
barreled
speed.
over everything. It was like
Yeah.
a giant landslide of Zerglings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
even
one
an
adept-
adept making its way to the drones here. Poor
One adept
drones.
bravely
Get out of
bravely
here.
fighting.
Hey, he's doing a good
But-
job. It's
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah, there's just nothing left here.
Mhm.
All right, Eris taking game number 1.
There you go.
What did I forgot to check and see how did everybody vote in the poll here? A lot of people voted for Eris, so yeah, Eris is incredibly strong at the moment.
62%, I think we got for Eris. Yeah, it kind of came down to, like we saw last year, this adept play really pulling everyone apart, that it was just overwhelming them. And I think the answer to that sort of thing is often to just have an overwhelming defense at one point, that you can't just hold things off. You have to just crush it, and which is easier said than done. But that is definitely what Eris delivered on, was just don't skimp on anything. Have something that's not just repelling, but that is immediately striking back.
Yeah, and that
taking over
just
the map.
barreled down. That was a nice, Zerglin counterattack. The shades were a little bit lackluster here or there too. I think it just got to they just didn't have anywhere to really shade. It wasn't because they, were doing it poorly. The only place they could shade was into almost a group of Zerglings. So
Pretty
like
much,
right next
yeah.
to it. It's a little unfortunate when that happens. But all right. Well, again, this is a best of 3, so NegativeZero is not out just yet. Gonna take one more shot at it and see if he can maybe swing things back around. Now, I have no doubt we're gonna see NegativeZero switch it up and maybe attempt something different. I don't know. Might do the same thing.
Yeah. You can again get things too where it's different on different maps, like just the shape of the natural or whatever it is can result in a completely different thing. So yeah, I don't know what the backup plan to this will be, because NegativeZero is very heavy on the adept, and that's really what won last time. So
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, well, and maybe if those adepts can even get up into the main and pick off a few of those Zerglings and just start killing those, because if he can stop the landslide from being too big, maybe he can hold it. But all right, well, I believe we're about ready. Nope, we got about 30. My thing's very fuzzy, so I can't actually see what the numbers are. 35 seconds. Oh, that's so long, Undersword. Well, that's just enough time
It is.
for you, the viewer, to make sure you hit the little thumbs up button if you haven't yet.
Yes.
We could even
Well,
do
we
a
can do a
Crown
shout-out.
Club member shout out. Great idea,
should.
production. Crown Club is awesome. Let's go. Max, you're the man. Thank you, Max Sandholm, for your support. And thank you, everybody in the Crown Club, for hanging out with us here on these grand finals. Eventually, we'll be doing a grand finals in person, hopefully, and we can all hang out together once more. And you'll all have reserved priority seating as members of the Crown Club. But you also get really cool artwork. Make sure you check that out on our forum. But let's go ahead and get into game 2 and see if NegativeZero can turn things around, or if Eris will secure her spot in the grand finals. Let's go. Not really a cat guy.
Team Eris's
Eris.
Bind Me's
NegativeZero.
Author of Mind Me letting me know there is no alternative plan. There is no backup plan. It's adept or die. I like it. Go with it. Well,
Let's
but
see
that's
how
the beautiful
plan A
thing
goes
is,
again. Yeah.
if it goes well, NegativeZero can really, pretty much like what Eris just did. If you get that steamroller going, you can just keep it running and just pile through. And we've seen NegativeZero with some of the best micro, and be able to just pick away and whittle away at his opponent. So we'll see if he can maybe do that against Eris here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It'll be, does this map provide like better space, and I think like the entrance coming in is maybe a bit wider if he can kind of get up into the main and pull things further apart. But the defense from Eris looked pretty solid, like 4 queens and then a whole bunch of lanes.
And waiting until the speed was done,
Yeah.
just really, really well executed.
Yeah, so let's see if we get the same deal going here. The proxy location is definitely farther away here. It feels like, at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to vote bunnies on this. Wait, I clicked bunnies, but it still says 0%. Get your vote in the chat. Which is better, cats, dogs, or bunnies? We were talking about Endersword has bunnies. Eris is a cat. I have dogs. To be fair, I hate my neighborhood cats because they try to eat all the cute bunnies that hang out in my yard. We've got one with like battle scars on his face, and probably from the cats because they're always out just hunting birds. And keep your cats indoors, people. All right, here we go. Berlingrad as our second map. Ooh, sneaky probe. No, never mind.
Yeah,
that was the Overlord checking things out. That's his probe. I thought it was sneaking somewhere, but nope, he's fine. There is the sneaky probe on the other side of the map, building some stuff. We'll see if he can hit in time and maybe kill some drones. Do something to slow Eris down. He's got to slow Eris down.
Yeah, I think this being off the main path will be potentially the biggest difference, because like when reinforcements were coming last time, they were along the main route that the Lings were taking, so they just got picked off. If they're made off to the side here, there's a situation where you could have 3 or 4 adepts come in from the side and backstab, bringing some Lings home or preventing further reinforcement. That could make a difference, but
man, there's just so many Lings on the way. Now, is this partially due to the speed mining? Because I'm sure Eris does it. Yeah.
Yeah, they both do it. But yeah, there's been the thought that speed mining helps the Zerg more.
Yeah, that does kind of seem to be. I don't know. I guess it really does depend, because this is a lot of adepts, and if they can engage the Lings, but the Lings are just waiting and biding time, speed's getting close to done. I don't know. We'll see. But it definitely helps having that extra minerals as Zerg, because I think the economy is very mineral focused at the start.
So if they get like 1 queen, then that's pretty big.
That would actually be a really good start. Yeah. Oh, it's 1 hit away. Got it. Nice.
Yeah.
The adept goes down slow,
definitely a pretty good start. And he's not shading out. He's going for it again, and may get another. But I think this is a good pullback.
Perfect time to pull back. Wow, that could not have been any more perfect. Gets off creep right as speed finishes. Shades out of there. A couple of adepts do get left behind, but
yeah. And now the question is, so that was your initial offensive, but these are still alive, most of them. So if they fall back,
not for long. Oh no, they almost made it. That Zergling counter is just so strong. Oh, and they're all out in the open now too. Okay, they do shade away again, but now the mineral line is exposed.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Oh no, Endersword, this might be it for NegativeZero. Is this going to be just Zerg domination today? We'll see.
It seems like it's shaping up that way, although this could very easily work against Zoe, for instance. But we'll have to find out. But yeah, I think some of the stuff that makes the Adept Micro really good on the offense makes it really bad on the defense.
Oh yeah, well, especially when you're out in the open and you can't. I was going to say that choke was really nice, and maybe with a Zealot and a couple of Adepts you can hold for a while, but there's just too many Lings.
Yeah, the whole constantly falling back is not good when you're trying to defend your own base.
Okay, well, it's still looking better than last game, but yeah, I think the Ling Flood's just going to continue. And that should do it.
Yeah.
If Resonating Glaives would have finished, or if it could finish, that could help a lot, but I don't think there's even any Adepts left now.
There must be one somewhere with like 3 hit points.
Yeah, oh, there it is.
There you go.
Oh, now it's dead. Good call. Had exactly 3 hit points and then died. All right, well, we have our first grand finalist for our best of 7, Endersword.
Do indeed. We do indeed.
And these bots haven't been updated for a few weeks. So
yeah, so they haven't. I mean, you got to assume that these two knew that they were going to run into each other, but does NegativeZero have a plan specifically for Zoe? Because that certainly wasn't the guaranteed matchup a couple weeks ago.
Like how the proxy was the last thing to
Yeah.
die off there. Okay, well, we've got our first bot. That was a little bit of a quick 2-0 there, but we've got Eris moving on, and Zoe again waiting down in that lower bracket. Now has her first potential victim. We'll see if NegativeZero can turn things around and maybe go against this Zerg. But before that, we've got Ketrock back. Welcome back, Ketrock.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you think? What did you think of that first series?
One thing that came to mind was I was a little surprised NegativeZero wasn't walling off his natural, because that's something the bot has learned to do, and would have helped a lot versus the Ling Flood.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point. I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, that definitely would have some kind of choke point. You got to have that choke point with those adepts. All right. Well, we'll see again if NegativeZero maybe can. What do you think his chances against Eris are? Is Eris going to play a similar aggressive style, or maybe go for a little bit of a later game?
Zoe, you mean?
You mean Zoe?
I'm sorry, Zoe. Yeah, that's who I meant. We all know who I meant. It's fine.
I'm not again. I don't know this matchup very well, but Zoe seems much like an Eris Junior. They've used some of the same concepts. I think Zoe's a big fan of like early burrowed roaches, as that's quite powerful in the bot scene with the regen and whatnot. So maybe we'll see some roach play.
That would be cool.
Which might leave him a little more vulnerable to Adept Harass. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Is like we've seen in the past, roaches kind of fail to the adept thing, but burrow with speed can be a different story because they regen as well. So you get into a case where both of them are just kind of permanently living, and eventually the Zerg should have enough stuff accumulated to take it out. But yeah.
Yeah, it's often a dynamic where the adepts are just dying to roaches without killing any roaches themselves, but they're taking out like 1 to 3 workers every time before they die. So the Zerg player will have this giant army that he needs to attack with because he has no economy behind it, where NegativeZero will. So it can go either way depending on whether the Zerg attacks or not, I guess.
Of course, Drexama liked the bunnies more because you can pet or eat them. Comment.
He likes
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. He's way into eating pets. It's weird. All right. Well, we're getting this next series loaded up. Once again, thank you everybody for being here. This is our season 1 grand finals. If you've just tuned in, we've got one more best of 3. One bot is about to get eliminated. Now let's pull up some stats. Do we have some stats for Zoe? We've seen NegativeZero stats, but I want to see Zoe's stats. Well, how's Zoe looking these days? Because Zoe has a counterpart on the AI arena, Evil Zoe, where she gets a lot of her influence from. It's like, I imagine, a little devil on her shoulder kind of thing. How to cheese Terrans and Protoss and win. Is that what goes on with Evil Zoe?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, Zoe's like a very similar to Eris, even in that regard, in that they both have a second bot on the ladder that just does cheesy builds. And even their cheesy build bots are, top 10 bots.
Now, how does that? And then do they just use those to find weaknesses in your guys' bot, in the other bots, or how does that help more than just having?
I assume in the background it's the same bot.
So you have double the bots.
Is choosing cheesier builds, I would guess. Yeah.
So you can do twice as many builds, essentially.
Yeah,
something
I
like
guess
that.
So. Technically, I think they should be completely different bots to be on the ladder, but I don't know. I could be wrong. This is just my estimation.
Well, if they're doing different builds, aren't they completely different bots?
Well, I mean, if it's the same code behind the scenes, I don't know. I don't even know the rules of the ladder, or whether there are any rules of the ladder. But
it's just a
typically you don't want
a bunch of bots running around killing each other.
You don't want someone like uploading like 5 versions of the same bot, basically.
Yeah, obviously.
That's what we definitely want to prevent. And then it's like, okay, how do we define what the same bot means? Like,
makes sense.
True.
Yeah, like tier, he has a Zerg, a Protoss, a random, a Terran. Those are all clearly different, even if it shares some code in the background.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and all the bot, depending on the framework or the code they're using, there's definitely going to be some copy pasting, I would imagine, going on, especially if you're a new bot author. Again, a lot of resources available for you. We've got some videos, we've got all these frameworks that you can download. What's the best way to get started, other than our videos, obviously? Would you recommend just downloading a bot and changing it, or starting from scratch?
Sample bots are always nice because you can just see examples of all different things. Like if I want to know how do I build a marine, or how do I place a pylon, or how do I place a structure within the range of a pylon, the sample bot's nice for that. So Python has tons of sample bots, but I think almost every language you can find some open source bots to look at. My best advice though is just to join the Discord, because anytime you have a question, you hop on Discord and like there's a whole bunch of people there who can answer your question for you, or you can just search Discord history, because there's this like there's probably been, if you're asking a question, there's probably like 1,000 other times someone else has asked that same question, and you can find the answers that way.
A lot of problems repeat themselves, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool stuff. Yeah. Again, go check out our website, our videos page. We've got some tutorial videos, and I think we even have a sample bot still somewhere. I don't know if it's in our links below me or it's somewhere on our website. We do. We have a sample bot you can actually go download still and get started. I believe it's a simple Terran bot. And kind of like Ketrock was saying, learn how to make Marines, learn how to attack, how to send units over and attack, how to mine, that kind of thing. Yeah, the more the merrier. Every season we've had some new bot authors, which is really cool to have new bot authors every single season in ProBots for probably the last 3 or 4 seasons. I think that's been the case. We've had at least one new bot author, and this season we had 3.
Yeah, so. 3. Yeah. Yeah, and you get new styles and kind of approaches to it coming in, which really keeps the meta moving.
Got to keep the meta changing. So it keeps it fresh. All right, get your votes in. Who do you want to win, Zoe or NegativeZero? Again, these two are on their last life. One of these bots gets eliminated here in this best of 3. And we're about to hop into that. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Welcome to ProBots on ESChamp, our second best of 3 before our grand finals and our humans versus bots show matches. All right, let's go.
You and me, Andy.
Hell yeah.
Soup catchers.
Zoe.
Mind me's.
NegativeZero.
Okay, here we are on Glittering Ashes, and I've been meaning to ask now to Zoe. I know Zoe uses some previous match history information. You saw the little thing she said there. NegativeZero versus Zoe was 0-0. Is it just current series information that she uses? Do you know? Or does she have like a lot of other info on NegativeZero?
You could carry over your data from the ladder or make your own data to go off of. Just based on the 0-0, I'm guessing it's only going to be looking at data in the series itself.
Mm-hmm.
What Zoe does based on that, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you have a build, and if you lose, you switch it to a different build. But it could just be that Zoe's keeping track of win rate and not using data at all for any decisions. So,
that's true.
Yeah.
Just letting the people know in case we forget to update the scoreboard. That's nice. Occasionally happens. But yeah, not a lot of updates in Zoe's last submission. Just a couple bug fixes. So maybe we're just going to probably see some really strong Zerg play. I'd love to get into Zoe's late game. I love watching Zoe with some of the later game composition units.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's maybe where Eris stands apart from Zoe in a way, is that Eris has the much more developed late game with the spellcasters and whatnot.
Yeah,
But
with Vipers and all that.
everything up till there, it's hard to tell those two bots apart. Like Zoe is, makes really good use of like the Roach Ravager, Hydra sort of composition, and expands really well. Solid macro, creep spreads everywhere. First 20 minutes of the game, he's pretty unbeatable. And
Well,
yeah, I think he was like number 2 on the ladder going into the ProBots tournament. So
wow. Yeah. Well, I think Evil
Impressive.
Zoe is currently number 2 right now as well. So
oh, Evil Zoe's higher than Zoe. That's
I think so.
hilarious.
Yeah. The evil is taking over. Okay. Yeah. And I also like this. Zoe does a lot earlier macro, I think, and really gets that 3 base economy. So I think maybe NegativeZero might have a bit more of an opening here with these adepts then, because are there even any Zerglings out at this moment? I don't think Eris or Zoe has made any yet.
No, Queen on the way, and looks like there's already 2 at the front. So
There's speed coming, so we will see Zerglings. but I guess maybe just whenever the adepts get spotted, which I thought there was an overlord somewhere near that gateway. I guess not. All right, Zoe has no idea about this. I don't think, right?
Yeah, he was scouting around a lot around his,
there's
first
the
5
Zergling
bases.
there.
I don't think he saw the proxy though.
Okay, well,
Maybe
this
the
might
observer
actually
can
do
give us
something then.
Zoe's vision for a second.
Well, I have no doubt. Yeah, it does not know
there it
about
is.
this. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think once these adepts get into vision, this is a lot of them though. The Roach Warren's really close to being done. It's about halfway done there, a little more than halfway done.
Yeah, halfway done, he still
Ooh,
has to build the
dude.
roaches.
Yeah, and then to make the
there's
roaches.
time. There's time to get damage done here.
A lot of damage could be done. 0 Zerglings, as far as I know, on the map. Just a few queens, and we're gonna at least see 1, if not more, dead queens here.
Yeah, these queens have like no energy as well. They've been creep tumoring and injecting with all their energy.
Zoe's
There's
been
no transfuse to
macro.
help.
Yeah, 0 energy left for that. Oh no, the drones are doing some, I don't know, running or something, maybe trying to ward this off. But either way, they're just gonna get gunned down by those glaives and absolutely decimated. This might just be. Okay, as I say, a lot of Zerglings and Roaches are being made now, so Zoe does have 3 bases to be able to recover economically, as long as she doesn't lose too many more workers. That's the big thing. You got to keep these workers alive. Just
Yeah, I
run
think
from the adepts.
the damage done is already looking quite good for
I was gonna
Zoe.
get another queen here.
There is a lot of Zerglings kind of piling off screen. They're just kind of waiting till they get the right numbers. No,
Oh,
not
actually,
off screen,
they're-
on the offense. Okay.
Yeah, getting some probe kills. All right, Zoe's fighting back. And they're gonna, I think, they're gonna have to go be forced out of there. Some nice warp-ins from NegativeZero will be able to push that back. But there's just, what answer is there for the adepts?
Well, I mean,
There's no roaches out anymore, are there? I saw like 1 or 2, but they must have died in the production tab. Okay, there's one. One shows up.
yeah, and it does have a lot of Zerglings to tank for it. I mean, I'm looking at the production tab. I'm always seeing like 12 or 14 Zerglings on the hotbar, which is good
is
because he
amazing.
needs to kill these adepts before glaives finish. With glaives, these Zerglings are going to be 2-shot.
Oh, they're done. Yeah. Well, he's whittled this force down quite a bit. I don't know. I don't know if he can hold it. Oh, nice. Actually, Burrow is done, so he'll be able to keep the workers safe. That's actually really instrumental, I think, in Zoe surviving this right now.
The drone count just looks so tiny. What's his drone count at?
19
Just
now. Yeah, he's
19,
still losing
yeah.
drones here or there as they try to burrow. Some of them are getting gunned down.
Like,
Oh,
if he
man.
cleaned this up right now and then we started redroning again, we could talk about him coming back in this game, but he needs to clean it up. And with that drone count, I'm not even sure if it's going to be possible.
Yeah, he spent all the bank building Zerglings, and now there's just nothing left, not enough income. Few Zerglings at a time on the way, but the Stalkers will be able to cut that. And I think NegativeZero has taken game number 1 here. I think Zoe may be being a little bit greedy. Kind of like you said, no energy on the queens. They were being very macro-oriented. A lot of injects, a lot of creep spreading. So the economy was looking super, super good for Zoe, but just not... and didn't react, I guess, just didn't see the army or the attack until it was far too late. So just a number of things kind of went wrong here for Zoe.
Yeah, started powering out the Zerglings as soon as the adepts arrived. Maybe if the Roach Horn was done and that was a round of roaches instead of a round of Zerglings, it could have helped more. But yeah, even a Phoenix now cleaning up all the overlords.
It did feel like the adepts found better positioning this time too. They seemed to be in a lot better spots than just out in the open. Kind of, they were behind the mineral line more. They were, well, and part of that, yeah, is there was just no army to stop them, so they were able to just get where they wanted. Right? Yeah, it killed a little.
Which looks awesome, but if it costs you a game, then it might have been better to keep them on the defense.
Oh, that's true, because he could have had that to clean up those last 5 adepts, maybe. They were getting kind of low. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So he killed 10 workers, but yeah. Well, he actually does. Oh, nice little surround on the soccer there. That's pretty.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Another. Yeah, look at that. Mike, it really gets around that stalker before engaging fully.
Yeah, you can
That
see a
is
little
nice.
movement. He attacks as he arrives, and then he moves forward, and then he attacks again, and then move forward, he gets the surround.
We saw that from Kagamine back in the day. Was our big Zergling surrounder. So it's nice to have this nice Zerg micro getting the visibility it deserves. Oh,
It looks like an even better version of Kagamine. Kagamine did like
a little bit,
human,
yeah.
where he like runs by and then A moves. This is like he's like attacking as he's running by.
Oh yeah, he does
does like a little attack and
surrounds
then-
so perfectly.
Yeah, while the Zerglings are on weapon cooldown, that's when he does the surrounding portion.
I think a part of it is he does it with smaller amounts of Zerglings. Kagamine did it with like 30 Zerglings usually when we saw it. So this is just looks so much neater and tighter with perfect little stalkers around. You have 6 Zerglings around a stalker. Looks nice. All right, well, NegativeZero is getting pushed back, but has Zoe made a drone? Yeah, Zoe hasn't made a drone in like 6 minutes or something, or 5 minutes, some absurd amount of time. It's been a long time. I'm amazed Zoe's still alive. I'll be totally honest.
Well, interesting that he switched into stalkers because Adepts shreds Zerglings, and then you got the glaives upgrade too, which makes them even better. And the stalkers are not good versus the Zerglings at all. So getting very, very good trades. Unfortunately, there's no economy behind it, but just slaughtering all these stalkers time after time.
Getting some cool little skirmishes here, though, which is fun to watch.
Yeah. But if we look at the mini-map, we can see like a flushed out 4-base economy for NegativeZero.
Oh, yeah.
He can throw away all the stalkers he wants. He's in good shape.
Yeah, no, the next big wave of Protoss that comes in. Oh, yeah, there's even Colossus going to be on the way soon. So the 10 Zerglings that are going to probably be alive when it gets here will just get roasted. If there's even that many left. So, all right, well, NegativeZero will absolutely take game number 1 here. And that's looking at, okay, so we might have NegativeZero bouncing back from the lower bracket. And we might, I don't know, we'll have to see. I think if Zoe does a different build and is a little less greedy, then she should be able to hold this just fine, right?
Yeah, or maybe if the timing just worked out a little bit better, maybe if she's Zoe scouted the proxy, would have made a little bit different decisions.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if that Roach Horn was done and he made like 8 roaches instead of 16 Zerglings, then the Adepts would not have been as much of an issue.
Yeah.
Still would have killed a bunch of drones, but then they would have gotten cleaned up eventually.
All right, well, GG. Good job, NegativeZero. We've got our authors all hanging out here in the chat. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, we're going to get game number 2 loaded up here in just a moment. I like how the game ended right when the Colossus showed up, too.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Zerglings like, yeah, forget it.
And we're done. But yeah, no, I definitely think Zoe can turn things around here and hopefully bring us to an ace match. I was hoping all season, we didn't have very many ace matches that, surely our grand finals will be chock full of them. So come on, Zoe, give me an ace match for me. Do it for me. But no, that was some really nice micro too. That was a really good Zergling micro showcase. I'm sure we'll have some nice clips of that for our post-bot shows that we do. Oh yeah, and check out post-bots. If you're in the Crown Club, make sure you watch our after show that we do throughout the season. We have bot authors join us and we talk about the games. And we've had Soupcatcher, author of Zoe there. We've had didn't Mind Me. Yeah, Mind Me joined us once. Well, he's always in chat hanging out, so I mix them too.
I don't think I've
yeah,
ever
it's a lot of
seen
fun.
what Mind Me looks like, so I'm not sure if we've had him on yet.
Yeah, we might not have had him on the show. Maybe I'm just thinking because he's always always watching live there. But it's a lot of fun. Come check it out. Thank you again for being in the Crown Club, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our grand finals here. Let's go ahead and do a Crown Club member shout out. Can we do that? See if he's watching.
Put him on the spot.
He's ready. He's doing it. Here it comes. Volker, thank you so much. I hope I said that right. Thank you for being in the Crown Club. Cheers to you. All right, it is time, everybody, for game 2 to see if Zoe can turn things around or if NegativeZero will get another crack at Eris in the best of 7 grand finals, where Eris will have a game 1 advantage. Let's go.
Soup catchers.
Zoe.
Mind me's.
NegativeZero.
I've never thought of that analogy. Laddie with the perfect analogy for what ProBots is like. It's like WWE wrestling. It's all kind of scripted. Is any of it even real? Is it all just rigged? No.
So Zoe, sorry, to hop into the match here. Zoe said
that's all I had.
he went 0-1, and then it says now using prepared build, burrowed roach something. So maybe it's changing its strategy a little bit because of the previous game.
Prepared burrow. So yeah, maybe just an earlier burrowed roach, because we did see the burrow and then we saw roaches.
That's true.
But it wasn't like a burrow roach attack or strategy. This might be straight into 2-base burrowed roaches. And yeah, if 2-base something against NegativeZero, I think that's going to do a lot better than that really greedy 3-base opening.
And even if they both do the exact same build, it's I still a lot of things went well for Zoe there. I think it just got caught at just a really bad moment in time. I think the Roach Horn's done. The Zergling micro looked great. That Zergling counterattack was doing damage.
Definitely caught a little unawares. Yeah. Ooh, okay,
interesting location there.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I guess it's nice and hidden, and it's close, about as close as you want to get, because if you put it up north anymore, it's going to be really exposed to the Zerglings if they start pushing back, that kind of thing. So it's a lot safer up there.
So I'm not sure if this is still the case, but when slow zones were first added to the game, if you put a production structure in the slow zone, it made the structure produce slowly.
Oh,
so that gateway may be producing slow adepts. I'm not sure if it's still true or not. But
and is it even if you're just touching the slow zone, it was affected by it?
That would be considered in the slow zone, I would think. Yeah.
Oh, well, let's still keep our eye on that. That would be that would be hilarious. Oh man. Yeah, Laddie does know the outcome technically. We do not, though. Yeah, Laddie is the only one with omnipotent powers or whatever that is.
We'll get scouted this time. Overlord's getting a nice view of it.
Oh, now I'm just apparently everything's a lie. I just don't. All right, Zergling's coming out. Burrow, yeah, there's some Burrow on the way.
Yeah, and Zergling's going after
they find
pylon. Nice, yeah. And Gateway's not protecting the pylon at all, so you're going to get a nice little surround there.
Maybe
this does arrive.
Okay, is that slow? Is that moving slow? That build bar? Click on that. Is that? I don't know what's the normal build
here
speed.
do I. It looks normal-ish. I remember once I walled off a slow zone choke point with barracks, and they just weren't producing at all. It was so ridiculous.
You would notice if it was.
Yeah, it was highly noticeable. But
it's like
again,
50%.
I don't play Protoss. So.
Yeah. Oh no!
Pylon
he didn't kill it.
Yeah.
I thought the Lings went back up as the Adepts got pushed to the left there. I thought like 1 or 2 Lings had gone back there, but okay, that changes things a little bit because now there's some dead Zerglings. Roaches are on the way, and if he, there's already roaches out. I think
yeah.
Zoe's just.
It's 2-base. There's a lot of roaches.
Yeah,
certainly not going to be dying to this push.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, the shade doesn't. I think it got canceled, and they're all just gonna fight down here on the edge of creep. Better decision than getting surrounded by the roaches and Lings. So. Yeah, nicely done. Zoe with a much better, more steady build this time around, just the 2-base. But now we're going to start to need to see that 3rd base, right? Zoe needs to start taking the advantage and getting ahead of NegativeZero, because NegativeZero is still technically a little ahead right now.
Yeah, this is it's a very annoying pressure that NegativeZero puts on, but it's not all in at all. He's like really macroing hard in the background, getting up a lot of economy, which is probably the weakness in the build, is it kind of leaves you open to counterattacks. You can't be throwing away adepts and building like lots of nexuses in the background.
Yeah.
But that pylon will go down. And there goes the forward warp in position for NegativeZero. And I think that actually cued the adepts to head back and go on the defense.
As I said that, I was like, oh, NegativeZero's kind of lead. Zoe's really shooting ahead here. Has got a great economy, has a lot more roaches coming out. Adepts aren't going to be able to hold this many roaches, right?
There's would think not.
4 adepts out, and that's
because there's not a drone in sight for Zoe. This is turning very all in at the moment.
It's very aggressive.
I think it's actually a good choice because was there 4 adepts and a shield battery maybe?
Yeah, this might be the best choice. These roaches are going to be able to barrel through and at least force these Protoss units back into their base. Oh, they're just going to kind of, I don't know what happened there. A little mismanagement, a little miscoordination. Oh, they're going to try to circle around, actually. The Adepts catch wind of it, however, and they're hot on the trail.
I am noticing some micro errors with Zoe, though. It doesn't appear that he recognizes when he's detected with his brood roaches. So when he burrows them to let them regen and there's an observer over top, the
They
roach
just
just
sit
ends
there,
up
yeah.
dying. Yeah.
Because he just wants to sit there until it heals, but okay, well, some of those roaches will survive. Zoe coming down now from the high ground.
Mhm.
And NegativeZero did take a bit of a beating there. Took a lot of damage in that slow zone. Was not really a super good skirmish for him. He's going to send some adepts across.
Yeah, only one stalker. Like,
Yeah, it's
stalker
just not enough.
can kite zealots pretty well with their speed and range, can kite roaches pretty well, but there's not one is one.
Oh, there's the Immortal. Okay, this could change everything here, especially if the Observer. Where's the Observer? We need that Observer back home so the Immortal can finish those off. Okay, he's coming. He's coming. Just buy some time. As long as the second Immortal shows up, NegativeZero might actually hold this with some good Immortal micro.
Yeah, I think you end up losing
he
almost all the workers as natural, but 2 Immortals and the Observer arriving.
Now he's got a solid 2-base attack he can pull off too, though.
Yeah. That was good by Zoe. I mean, yeah, loses his army, but he took a 3rd base in the background and killed a whole bunch of workers.
He traded with the army a little bit too, right? Well, what's our units lost tab again? Can we pull that up real quick? All right, this hill. Doesn't want to morph there. Does get some money back. That's good. Yeah, all in all, not the worst, not the best. It's pretty even, honestly. A little bit more gas lost for Zoe. But now the big thing is, can Zoe hold this 2-base counter attack that we've seen NegativeZero crush people with, or bots with, rather?
The roles have basically changed. Now NegativeZero lost his economy, but has a much bigger army, and he needs to counterattack and.
Oh, run, Queen! Damage. Get on the creep. No, you're going the wrong way. Go the other way. Okay, she's dead.
Zoe actually only killed 6 army units the entire game. Most of his units lost like even because of the 34 worker kills.
Yeah.
So this should be a massive advantage with 3 Immortals now and a War Prism. 4th Immortal on the way.
Wow, yeah, this counter might just be too much. A lot of Zerglings are on the way. There's not a ton of Adepts. So a big surround could turn things back into Zoe's favor. There's even Ravagers starting to get some biles. I think one connected with some Protoss. It's hard to say.
Yeah. Amazing War Prism micro we're seeing here, though. Save it. Well, okay, as I say that, he did lose. No, he didn't lose it. Did he lose it? I can't even tell. He has so many Immortals, so I can't tell. I think he had 4. Now he has 3. So
yeah, he's definitely lost a couple. Oh, yeah, he's lost 1. But some incredible War Prism micro. Finally, we get to see some more of this. It's been a few weeks since we've seen some nice drop micro. Ooh, a good counterattack from Zoe. I think that's enough to hold and to counterattack, so it's going to keep that Immortal at home as well. I think Zoe holds this. I think Zoe's going to hold this. The production's good enough now.
He does need the Zerglings to beat the Immortals, though. You don't want to be fighting them with just with.
Yeah, there's more. There's 12 coming. There's more Zerglings coming. I think
there they are.
Yeah,
that's a hold.
Oh my goodness.
It is not game over at all. I mean, he held.
Not over yet.
But NegativeZero got back up to 3 bases, and even with that Zergling run by, he's at 45 workers. So it's actually fairly even.
How many kills does that Immortal have? He's on like 1 health. If you can click on it before it gets lifted.
That'll be difficult.
Yeah. Oh, he's dead. Okay, the Immortals are coming back and going to potentially deny that base, but I think they need to get out of here.
Yeah, another mineral line wiped out by Zoe. So NegativeZero is in trouble now, down to 34 workers.
Oh no, the Immortal's pinned on the high ground in slow zone. Warp Prism, what are you doing? Go save him. Okay, good micro here. Weird place to okay, it survived. Oh my god, the Immortal died though. I thought it was dead. I saw like 3 biles going on. I thought it was done for. I mean, it should be killed off eventually. Yeah, Zoe's getting really powerful now. I think this is Zoe's strongest moment in the mid game. Because like you said, Eris has a little better late game control. Yeah, those surrounds are insane.
Yeah, I think the one thing Zoe definitely has over anyone, including Eris, is his ability to decide when to attack and when to like wait. So like whenever he doesn't have enough units, you can always see him like kind of hanging out just outside of range until like the next wave of units comes, and then he pushes in. So the engagements end up going usually pretty well for Zoe, unless he's too far behind to compete.
Well, I am just tickled pink. We're getting an ace match, Ketrock. There's no way Zoe doesn't win it from here. That is a huge Zerg army with great upgrades as well. Zoe also getting the upgrades, plus 1/1 for the melee. Wow.
Yeah, he's not going to deny Thermal Lance, but that might be a good thing as there's no Colossus anyways. And yeah, this is over. One
Incredible hold. I thought those Immortals might have been a little bit too much. They were really dishing out some damage. And especially once that Warp Prism Immortal Micro came into play, we saw 3-4 Immortals at one point getting just picked up and dropped just everywhere. It's hard to keep up with them. Wow, good job, Zoe, bringing us to an ace match.
Very, very, very good.
I'm
impressive.
So that was very impressive.
I thought Zoe was dead there. I saw 4 Immortals. I saw nothing but roaches on the production tab for Zoe. I'm like, okay, he's done for.
The Lings saved the day. He had enough economy and enough production going that he could just keep pumping out about 12 Lings, I think, at a time.
Yeah. Three base economy with a bot doing the injects means you're going to be able to pump out a lot of Zerglings in an emergency, and that's exactly what happens. He even had enough to spare to go on counterattacks.
Yeah, those counters were like little knives in the side, just really slowed down. Because if NegativeZero had been able to keep that base, I think he could have stabilized and had enough zealots, enough depths to be able to hold that counterattack initially.
Yeah, he fully saturated his third base twice and then lost every single probe to a Zergling run by. It was devastating.
That's a lot of money.
Getting his attack slowly cleaned up by Zoe as well. It's a beautiful game.
Good play. Yeah, some really nice split decision making, not split decision, but doing two things at once, like multitasking. That's what I'm looking for. I can't do it obviously because I'm a simple human. But that was really nice. We don't see a ton of bots do it, but we're starting to see more and more where we can see the bot defend and have a drop or a wing counter attack going on at the same time. So really nice stuff.
For a bot, it's even more impressive that he only multitasked to 2 things. A lot of bots multitask every single individual unit. So it's nice that he had like a force for defending. And
it was coordinated.
Harassing. Even that's like, as a bot author, that actually feels more impressive to me than doing more things than that at once.
Oh, absolutely. It's just more coordinated.
Squads,
because usually, if you see something get attacked, all the units will like go back in that direction sometimes. And gets a little confusing. But we see a few Terrans do it. I think Dominion Dog was doing some nice drops. Gensi can do the drop play while defending, stuff like that. Anyway, it is time for our ace match here to decide who will move on to face Eris in our best of 7 grand finals. Will it be Eris? Will it be NegativeZero, last season's champion? Let's find out here on ProBots.
It's been perfect since that first opener.
Soup catchers.
No.
Oh, okay,
that's fine. You'll only piss off a couple people. It's fine.
Find me's.
NegativeZero.
There he is, our reigning champion from last season. And he's also been in the top 4 2 times. And there's been a lot of bots that came before him as well. Additional pylons, Doogie Howitzer, Mind Me also was his very first. Mind Me's very first bot was Mind Me. Yeah, in his first season, I think.
It's before my time.
Yeah, that was like season 1 I did, or season 2 or something. Anyway, NegativeZero, a very a newer bot, but still has a very good history behind him, a very good foundation, a lot of strong ancestors that have taught him the ways of Protoss.
And additional pylons would be qualifying for ProBots every season if Nother was allowed more than 2. So it's still, his old bot is still very, very solid.
Yeah, additional pylons is one of my favorite old times about bots of old, as it were.
Yeah. It kind of builds like all the different tech structures that are available. And then based on the opponent's composition, he builds like specific units to match it, to beat it. So he's got like these counter tables built into it.
I think that's kind of how Zoe works, right? Or I saw somebody saying something about a counter table just in chat a little bit ago. What was it? Oh, no,
I mean, he may have carried it on to NegativeZero as well. I'm sure a lot of bots, you see certain units, you want to build counters to it, but
maybe it was.
I'm not sure if they have a whole table system Additional pylons did.
Oh, who knows what'll happen? We'll see if NegativeZero doesn't win today. Maybe it's time to scrap him and bring additional pylons back. No, I'm just kidding. No, NegativeZero is still very, very strong. Yeah, bring back Doogie. I do love Doogie. All right, what do we got here? Where are we? We're on Hardwire, and we've got Zoe and NegativeZero again. Last chance to get into the grand finals.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
it for one of these bots. One of them's
yeah.
going. One of them's is the end of their tournament.
Joining the scrap pile. Who do you want? Do you want to see a ZVZ, or do you want to give NegativeZero another chance?
I'm cheering for the
It'd be hard to
Terrans.
say. Yeah. Well, sorry, there's none left.
Yeah.
We're done. We got exterminated.
Go Dominion Dog.
Yeah.
You can come back from the scrap pile.
Well, we're kind
The
of
ultimate
technically
comeback.
we're gonna have our humans versus bots. So it's kind of Terrans versus bots. Well,
Yeah,
bot race.
there's a lot of Terrans in there. I think Ben bot PC, my own bots,
Yeah, I think most
Dominion
of them are
Dog, Micro Machine. There's at least 4 of them in there.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. So we're doing that after this match. Make sure you all stick around. We're gonna do a quick little break, and then we're doing our humans versus bots before our grand finals. So make sure you're here for that. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be
Yeah,
cool.
I hear it's the toughest human competition we've ever gotten to. So it's not going to be watching like any Bronze League players in there.
Oh no, a
I'm
lot
not
of
sure how much I'm allowed to
grandmasters.
spoil, but yeah,
We can
there's
say
gonna
that
be
much.
some high level bots.
I was told a lot of grandmasters played against our bots, and it was apparently good. So anyway, here come the adepts. They're going to just shade right into everything, and we'll see if that was a good decision or not. There are 3 roaches out and a couple of queens, so the adepts are going to start kind of spreading out, trying to pick off what they can. I think they got a few workers there, but nothing super consequential at the moment. Actually, yeah, this gets driven away pretty well. What do you lose? 6 workers? Okay.
6 workers.
That's not bad. That's a nice little, good little harass. Good start.
Yeah, because most of the adepts are still alive, so that was good.
That was good.
But
I'll take
we're
it.
seeing a very similar builds to the previous game, which went well for Zoe. So let's see how this turns out. I think 6 kills does do better than the last game, though. And here is that roach push. As you can see, the production tab, there is no drones on the way, and that proxy is short for life.
Yeah, it's pretty exposed there. I like it behind the gas curtain, but you can just see from the north side of it. So does that curtain really do a whole lot?
If NegativeZero were a little more advanced, then the adepts would know that the roaches couldn't shoot back there because of the gas curtain. I think Impy put some work into like really figuring out what the opponent's vision is, including things like vision blockers like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we saw it. It was either last week or the week before. Somebody got really. Wasn't it? Was it your? No, it was Dominion Dog or your bot. I can't remember who, but somebody got screwed by the curtain at some point.
Oh, I think that was my bot. Where I
Is that your
unseated all
bot?
my
With-
tanks
oh, with the
because I couldn't
tanks,
see on
yeah.
the other side of the curtain.
Because the curtain just screwed you. Oh man. So we see it come into play every now and then. Okay, so Zoe does use counter tables. Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw earlier. So Zoe will, kind of see what's going on, see what units are out, and then build the appropriate counter.
Yeah,
As it
and I think that won him the game last time. Because if he kept building roaches against 4 immortals, he would have been dead.
Oh, yeah.
So flooding a bunch of Zerglings when he saw immortals was a very good last-second decision.
Very good call.
Turn that around.
All right, Warp Prism's out, so we're going to see some fancy micro here. So this might not be the best time for Zoe to attack. Maybe he needs to group up just a little bit more first. Is the Observer out yet? I see one in production, so it will be here
not
soon.
yet. Good micro on both sides. The stalkers are not taking much damage, but the roaches are all burrowing and regenerating.
I don't think he's killed any yet. Ooh,
No,
and
Needs the observer.
they're getting far from home here. There's nothing to defend.
Pylon goes down before the was that Void Ray? Or maybe it's a Phoenix.
Yeah, it's a Phoenix. Well, another Immortals are what he
Oh,
needs
Immortals is big one,
most
yeah.
importantly. Yeah, at least he got the Observer out, so that might help. But there's just so much Zerg here. This is a big order for 4 Stalkers and a Zealot to clean up here. Some nice micro is going to really help out, obviously.
It's no robo. There's no detection.
Yeah, he's got an
There's
Observer.
going to be
Observer
0 dead
somewhere.
roaches here. Oh, there's the. Okay, never mind.
He's got it.
I
Where
do
to
see
go?
an
I don't
observer.
see it.
Yeah,
Where is it? I don't
it's
see it
it's
anywhere.
right by the Nexus.
Oh, okay, there it is. So yeah, thank goodness he at least got that out, but it just might not even matter. You can see the roaches, but there's just too many to
One
kill.
Immortals, though.
He's not grouped up enough to be able to finish him off super effectively. Okay, he's starting to get a couple kills now, but
Yeah, I think he'll hold, but 3 based on 1. Is
He
the big
getting
problem
Immortal
here.
out? Oh, he has another Robo up in the... Oh, he's got 2 Robos up in the main. Oh, my.
Yeah.
We're good. Oh, yeah, he'll hold. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
1 base -0. He's fine. He's got this.
2 Immortals at the wall looks pretty strong, I gotta say, especially with the Observer there.
Well, and especially once if he cleans this up and can maybe do a little Warp Prism Immortal push, maybe get a little damage done, but I don't know. Zoe's got 3 bases and a lot of production. A lot of Zerglings on the way at once here. 20 Zerglings at a time, almost constantly. Just non-stop Zerglings being made here.
They'll be great against the Immortals, although they might have trouble finding surface area. But
Well,
I
not
also
as
like
broke
Zerglings
as
because they
they're-
reinforce so quickly. You know, they can get across the map quickly, they build really fast.
Yeah, they're a great support unit.
But they're not coming.
Okay, okay,
not
this
sure
actually
where they
gets
went.
held. Here we go. The Immortals doing it, baby. Resources lost, actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Definitely a little bit more for -0 there in the mineral department, but
So many Observers being built. I do like that he's counterattacking. If he has any chance this game, he's got to go ahead and cross the map and do some damage now. You can't just sit back and take your natural again.
yeah, army supply is really even. The Phoenix are kind of dead weight, though, right? Like, they're given vision, I guess, but they're not going to be able to lift Zerglings or do anything of real consequence. Oh, come on, you can lift in there. You're close enough. Get in the Warp Prism. They were doing so good all game until all of a sudden they just didn't want to pick it up. Yeah,
It may have just
Immortal.
denied it may have just delayed the inevitable, though. I don't think those Immortals.
Oh,
are gonna
yeah, I
deal.
don't think it
That
was
was so many Zerglings.
They just gave up. Warp Prism Pilot just wants this to be over with.
We'll just save the viewers some time here.
Oh my goodness. Well, everybody, we are going to have a Zerg versus Zerg best of 7 grand files with Eris with a 1-game advantage. As I do not think -0 will be able to turn this around. Yeah, there's Phoenix harassing. Yeah, he's trying to get a second base, but army supply is 3 times what -0 has. And yeah, this was a good series, though. This was a really back and forth. I'm so glad I got my ace
You got
match.
your ace match.
I
There you
got
go.
my ace match. I can die happy now.
Nice little comeback by Zoe.
Oh yeah, no, this was a very good comeback. -0 was putting on the heat and looking like he might get another chance in that best of 7. But we're gonna have our 2 top Zergs duking it out, and it will be a Zerg bloodbath. I have no doubt. So make sure you're all here. But first, we're gonna do our bots versus humans.
Yeah. So it'll be
Congratu-
interesting because I know ZVZ is a very volatile matchup. You know, you drone when you're not supposed to, and you just get overrun by Zerglings. It's true for humans and for bots. So
Well, you had a good run, mind me. Congratulations on making it this far. But Soup Catcher, you are moving on with your bot, Zoe, to move into the grand finals against Team Eris with Eris. And it is going to be... Oh, I'm gone. Can they hear me still? There I am. There's Endersword.
I think
Hey,
he
welcome
brought-
back.
Brought me in.
I guess
There
we'll
you
get
go.
Endersword back in here. How you doing? Did you like that game, Endersword?
Yeah, that was pretty good. That's kind of what I wanted to see was your ace match, of course, and like
yeah,
kind of
gotta get it.
that play out in a couple different ways. It was pretty good.
Yeah. It was a nice aggressive match, very back and forth, and I especially game game 2 or game 1 where which one? Yeah, game 2 where it was the 2 base counter from -0. I thought that was just the best back and forth. It was very tug of war style.
mhm.
It was fun to watch. All right, well, are we gonna do? I think we're gonna do a quick little break here. So welcome back,
Yep.
Endersword. We're gonna send you away now for 5 minutes. But thank you all for being here. We're going to send you all away for just 5 minutes. Go get snacks, go get drinks, get all your friends, get your dog, get your mom, get everybody in here to watch our humans versus ProBots. It is going to be awesome. We have got 7. How many games are we doing? 7, I think. What is this?
7,
An all
I think,
kill
yeah.
format, something like that.
I think it's basically a best of 7.
Best of 7 bots. Each bot will be playing one, so we're going to showcase a little bit of everybody. So make sure you're here. Get comfortable. But we'll be right back in 5 minutes. So thank you all. Hit that little thumbs up if you haven't, if you've just tuned in, so we can get some more people in here, a little more visibility. And check out our Crown Club and all the links below me. Let's go ahead and do one more Crown Club member shout out before we go to our break. We'll see you all in 5. That is. I said go back to me. Come on, go back to me. There we go. Everything's done. All right. That was a shout out to our whole Crown Club. That blank space signifies just the eternal
could be you.
awesomeness that is you. And it could be you. Yeah, exactly. If you join the Crown Club, you help ProBots, you get access to our artwork. You can get all sorts of fun little things, sneak peeks at things. You can get PostBots, our little show that we release after ProBots every week. But anyway, we're going to go to a quick 5-minute break and make sure everything's running smooth for our humans versus bots. Thank you, everybody, once again for being here. Thank you to all of our bot authors for such a great season and for getting us to this point. And we'll see you all in 5 minutes. We are back, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us here on ESChamp for our grand finals and for our humans versus bots show matches. We're doing a best of 7 Pro League style format today, where we have 7 bots going up against 7 humans, and we received the most submissions ever for our game today. So thank you, everybody, for playing against these bots and giving us some great games. And I'm sure some of these authors enjoy receiving these replays, right? Because they can see what their bot might be weak to and find new things that they need to work on. Have you ever gotten anything good, Ketrock, out of watching a human versus bot match against one of your bots?
Yeah, I mean, specifically to find bugs related to real time, it's great for that. But also just strategies and stuff. Cyclones in particular, I feel like might be strong against humans. Against bots, like bots have the ability to like break the lock really easily with individual units, but humans can't do that. So if you kind of discover some strategies that work better in the human meta than in the bot meta, I feel like we're just scratching the surface though.
Definitely.
Like it'd be nice to get like lots and lots of replays versus humans and really adjust our bots to match that sort of play style.
Yeah. Well, I believe the bot authors can request from our production team some of these replays. So if you want to see your bot play against some of these humans, just send Drek or Kaylin a message and they'll hook you up, man. We got a lot of replays again. This is the most amount of replays we've ever had submitted. So awesome. All right. Do you want the bots or the humans to win? Let us know in your poll. Again, we have 7 bots, the most we've ever had able to play against. So let's just do a quick little run through of them. We have Tyr, Dominion Dog for the first time against humans. Benbot, I believe, for the first time against humans, right?
I think so.
Micro Machine, we've got back. Ketrock, we've got back. Sharpened Edge, I feel like we've had him against humans before.
Yeah.
I
think he was one of the first.
One of the first, yeah. And then Eris as our Zerg, our top Zerg. We're about to see in the grand finals after this as well. So a nice little mix here. We've got a lot of Terrans, but even some Protoss and some Zerg. So it should be a lot of fun. All right. I believe we're about ready. Are you guys ready? Are you ready to watch humanity potentially get enslaved and taken over by the bots?
Yeah, I'm
Because that's what happens if they win.
That is
what
happens. We just all concede.
Either way.
Yeah. We've talked to respective governments and we'll give them the result after this. Yeah.
UN just says GG and then bot says easy.
All right, here it is, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us on our grand finals after 7 awesome weeks of ProBots. Go check out all the previous weeks if you missed some of these games and want to catch up. But it is time for our humans versus ProBots best of 7 Pro League style tournament. Let's go. Human.
I am inevitable. Must be Tyr.
It does seem like it.
Cheers.
That is indeed Tyr. So yeah, the humans had the ability to put their name in. I thought the bots did too. Maybe not.
They do, but you guys specifically do it, which we've never had to
did.
before. So
luckily they all kind of say something or whatever. So we're very familiar with that. This is Tyr. Haru, I believe, is a diamond player.
Correct. So thank you for the submission, Haru. And let's see how you can fare against Tyr, one of our stronger bots against the humans. Definitely, he's been around and playing against the humans for multiple seasons for a long time. So definitely has a lot of builds that he can do, a lot of really strong builds that if you're not ready for it and you don't necessarily know it's going to hit you, Tyr can definitely steamroll over you with a 2-base or a 1-base push or something like that. With a worker rush, then a recall. Like, he does it all.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's one of the bots too, because of so many builds being there. It would be hard to meta, even if you're like you've watched a lot of these ProBot games, because you don't necessarily know what it's going to break out, so you can't just blind counter. And after playing like all of these too, a lot of them just do a different thing than they do against the other bots. They just use different strategies. So again, you couldn't really blind counter a lot of them.
Yeah, definitely have to scout, see what's going on, which Haru is doing. Haru will scout and see what Tyr is up to, but nothing crazy going on, no proxies, just getting that Ever. There's another Nexus, so Tyr going for the 2-base. I think Tyr's going to do a 2-base Immortal. That's my prediction.
That's probably a fairly good prediction.
Mm-hmm.
That does tend to be a go-to.
Well, Tyr's got some cool builds that could work versus humans. Like the way he ferries up units through Warp Prism.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool. I could see that working.
yeah.
The
there's a
Warp Prism
robo.
main base attack.
Yeah, the Warp Prism loading unloading micro is definitely really good.
Well, it's hard to deal with as a human, right?
Yeah.
You can't target down the units nearly quick enough before they get lifted up. Yeah, micro's insane.
Yeah. But what he also has is he puts it on the edge of the main base, and he uses it basically like a ramp. He just funnels units like through it up into the base or through it out of the base. It's one of those things that a bot can do very easily, but a human can't.
Oh, we have a pin in the chat as well. I just noticed. If you want to play against these bots, if you are excited by what you see, you can download. Click that little link. You can go download and check it all out, and play against any of the bots you're about to see here.
Nice. Yeah,
Do it.
It
It's
is
fun.
fun. Like, yeah, if you've been watching this, then definitely give it a shot and like kind of just see, because we get so many questions about what the real like ranking of these bots would be if they were on the ladder, and I think this gives you a pretty decent idea of what's going on. The fact that like starting back when we originally did this, we kind of did bronze, silver, gold, and kind of all the way up to we found people that beat them. This season, nobody's lower than diamond. That's even playing.
I think it's just one diamond and the rest are grandmasters. And
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
a league of your own.
Definitely. My rank is like senator or something.
You are unrankable.
Yeah,
The unrankable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for submitting, everybody. Go play against the bot. It's fun. After this is all said and done, I'm gonna play against them myself. So I guess this is a version of Tyr from 2 seasons ago. Author of Tyr hanging out. What's up, Simon?
Tyr's also been one of the ones that was like one of the first spots that was playable.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been around. Been around a while. Definitely is still a strong bot, even without updates for that long. He's still a very strong bot to play against. Definitely diamond, if not higher. Depending on the scenario, I guess.
Yeah, I think Simon is currently training his new child to help code. So we're gonna get an update soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, put that kid to work. Yeah, we've been seeing the team bot authors doing quite well. So, maybe get your child started early. He'll be a StarCraft bot making prodigy for all you know.
Exactly.
Bring you great
A
success.
Nice little Widowmine drop here. Let's see how the probes respond to this. So far,
Oh.
they're just
No.
they're just not responding to that. That was a very good layout.
Yeah, the mines were spread really, really well
That's
there.
a
Nicely
beautiful
done. Only
layout.
loses one. Wow. Good job, Haru.
Yeah.
And a little
There is
marine
0
push
bots to
coming
do Widowmine drops, so
Yeah.
don't blame Tyr for not having a response to that.
We do see. Doesn't one of the bots split against the Widow Mines though?
I think many of
like
them
one of our
would,
Zerg.
but maybe only when they're
Yeah.
burrowed. Because an unburrowed Widowmine, you don't really need to be.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm just trying to think of like if you generically consider the threats of a Widowmine, you probably only care about burrowed Widowmines.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that
Well,
might
here-
be enough. Like once it becomes burrowed, you just immediately run away. That could be good enough because with the bots, the reaction time.
Just move away and spread out and get away from everything as far away from everything as possible.
It's the spread out part that
Yeah.
can go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, may end up just clustering your units together. Who knows? But
Yeah.
So Haru is able to
uh,
kind of do this thing that you've talked about a lot, or the metagaming, about kind of tricking it. Obviously, you know that if you were human, you know, okay, there's still a medevac there with Widow, so you leave a stalker or something. But
Yeah.
Tier just goes back to
But
the
it
front
forgets.
once it's gone. Yeah, it forgets.
Yeah,
And
like it just forgets it's there. So he's been very lucky that Tier's been able to pick off like a Widowmine or two, because this could easily be much worse that there's just 3 Widowmines coming back in. So he's lost like an entire mineral line and a half, but it's still only down about 8 workers. So it's not, it could be a lot worse.
does Gensi do a Widow Mine drop? I know Gensi does Marine drops for counterattack, but I don't. And I know he does Widow Mine, so I think I've
I
seen
think
him do
there's
Widow Mines
some
too.
that have
but-
loaded Widowmines in, but yeah, I don't know. It's not like kind of this, paratrooper drop of like all Widowmine stuff.
Yeah, it's like one Widow Mine with the Marines, just kind of a little composition.
There's
Ooh, Raven
turret.
coming in.
Nice.
this Hellions. Oh no, he's attacking the auto turrets of the workers.
Oh no.
That's
No
not how I do
response. So for mines, the plan is to stand there, and then for turrets, it's to just run into the bullets.
Yeah, that works.
it. He
Unfortunately,
was pulling away the weak probes though.
Yeah.
And the way threat priority works, that meant it kept changing. The auto turret kept changing
Yeah.
its target
Yeah,
to
you
the
see there now.
high
Like,
hit point ones.
yeah, if you look at those probes, they're all full shields with 5 hit points left.
ready for that Widow Mine to come in for round 3.
Yeah, and there's another drop coming on the lower side here as well. The real thing is, despite all the damage that's being done, again, there's only 4 workers behind, and it's because Tier's got a 3rd base. So this gets pushed back. But now, this turret, yeah, there you can see the pullbacks.
Oh, that's funny, yeah, because they stop attacking, so it changes to
It
attack.
changes
yeah.
off it. Yeah, it's not a
That's
threat.
funny.
An attacking probe is a higher threat priority than a mining probe.
Makes
Not
sense to me.
well. That's a good philosophical question there, because wouldn't the mining probe be the bigger threat as it's bringing in
The
more
mining-
money? Technically,
Mining probe's potentially the bigger value, but not the bigger threat.
in the long term, though, economically, it's a threat.
Guess so. I guess so. It's not an immediate. Well, yeah. If you think about it, it's looking for what's a more immediate threat
Yeah,
than a
obviously.
bigger threat. Same with the repairing. Like if you remember way back, it didn't. It also didn't used to target workers that were repairing, but
Oh
now
yeah,
repairing something brings it up in priority as well.
you got to stop that repair. All right, there's a big army here from Tier, and I think it's about ready to push out. Hard's going to meet him though in the middle of the map, or maybe try to even get on top of this 3rd base before Tier can do so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
from
like
a nice
he's
high
trying to
ground
move
position too for those siege tanks.
Oh yeah, super good position. Oh yeah, okay. So this 3rd is going to be really locked down. Another harass. It does bring that Widow Mine back in
Get the
for
drop
a
and then-
decent hit.
Drop here too while he moves on this 3rd. I like this
Wow,
kind of 3-pronged. Yeah,
nice.
and everything went up to the main to deal with
Yeah.
that one.
Oh, those
the
workers
lead-
are freaking out.
Yeah, speaking of threat priority, that
Yeah,
entire
they went to
army
the
moved out.
least important threat.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're stuck there too.
Every single stalker is waiting for that drop here, while the mineral lines are just massacred. The natural is going to be gone. The 3rd is already destroyed and just non-existent. And Haru's just going to pull back. Good decision. 'Cause this is still a big, scary Protoss army.
It
It's
is,
actually-
but is he going to move now? He's kind of
Well,
going to
got to now. There's nothing
go
left.
play. Yeah, go attack if that's going to be the thing. But it's much
That looks like we might just sit here.
50% smaller. And yeah, just really well done by Haru on that attack.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't know whether he
really
realized
nice.
it was going to be that effective that the stuff in the main distracted the entire army that long, but it worked out really well.
His army was
great.
ignoring that stuff in the main base the entire game, and then
Yeah.
when it really needed to stay at the front, that's when he
Yeah.
ran his entire army back to deal with one medevac that he couldn't even reach.
Yeah, it's, the bots are, the bots do what bots do. This is why it's good to have these replays, so we can, these bot authors can see, oh, he needs to not be doing this against he needs to, leave a stalker here, or
All
No,
right,
don't
well,
play with stalkers alone.
all the stalkers went and the
No.
rest didn't. This is kind of a disaster.
Yeah, that's like the
I think that with the Colossus and Immortals, that kind of had a chance, but no, not now.
That's what Tier needed too. Is like one overwhelmingly good fight, and then maybe he has a chance. But Doom drop. Let's see what happens here.
yeah, it's a good call. Now Haru playing a great game here, should be able to finish this off as he goes up into the main. Few units will get killed off as they go up, but now he's got pretty much control of the high ground.
This is a strange angle. Like, he's still going to win, but this is the worst possible engagement for the Terran, I think. Half his army is ignoring everything.
Shooting structures,
and he
yeah.
lost the tank, yeah.
But he could have been doing that from the low ground, but he did it from the high
would've
ground.
worked.
So
Yeah.
at least he had the high ground. You don't need good micro when you have the high ground. It's fine.
Well, that should do it. Now Tyr's army matches his probe count,
Yes.
which is basically
Low,
0.
low. All right, nicely done. So again, this was a diamond player against an older version of Tyr, a couple years old, so not a lot of updates. But nicely played, really well harassed, and just hitting 3 places at once was a little too much for Tyr to figure out.
Yeah, that worked out really well, and it was good of her to think of doing that sort of multi-prong, because it's not something a lot of the bots have to deal with.
Some of them can deal with it, though.
Yeah.
We have seen, especially our Zerg bots, I think, do a good job at splitting apart. And who was it? I think it was NegativeZero was doing a really good job dealing with battle cruisers and stuff in his back while also attacking at the front. So some of these bots can definitely deal with that kind of play. But
Yeah, some are good at deciding, like, this is what I need to do it. But yeah, most, and particularly since that was an old version, most probably 2 years ago, still had the mentality of, like, if I go attack something, I bring everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's been an issue.
All right, what do we got next? Humans are up 1-0. We have got, speaking of Dominion Dog, he is going up against Rasper, one of our authors. He's on Team Eris, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's in the chat now.
And a Crown Club member, even more awesome. And he is a diamond player as well. So we've got another diamond versus one of our bots, and we'll see how Dominion Dog, our Terran, can go up against Rasper, our human Zerg player, in our humans versus bots exhibition. Let's go. In 3 seconds. Human. Is our human player.
Bedolinas.
Dominion Dog.
So if the Zerg and the Protoss were created by the Zelnaga, who were the humans created by? Was it the Zelnaga as well?
No, Jesus.
The Terrans. Is there Jesus in the StarCraft lore? I don't think Jesus exists in the StarCraft universe.
Well, first of all,
There's a lot of guys with beards. One of them might be Jesus.
Exactly.
You never know.
And all things are possible through Christ. So I don't know. And they seem very, if you go back, they kind of deleted it a little from StarCraft 2, but if you go back to, like, original StarCraft, it's very clear that the humans are, like, Southern Confederates.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so they definitely have some Jesus on their side.
That's a good point.
Although the Earth humans are all Russians.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Yeah, that's weird. That is true.
Who's to say?
I think they're actually Confederate prisoners. Isn't that the lore that they were like on a prisoner ship? And
yeah, I think they got sent out and started their own colony essentially, or tried to revolt or something.
It's like Confederate Australians then.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, a little bit.
It's weird. I looked back at one point that came up, and I looked back through, like, Google to try and find, like, images of the Confederate flag in StarCraft, and I almost feel like they scrubbed it, like, off stuff. But you can find.
I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, but there's
find
definitely
old pictures. But when they did, like, remastered, there's, like, none of that.
Oh yeah, they changed the flag. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep, it was on the Wraith. There was another scene with the flag. Anyway.
That's a symbol that's changed in meaning. Confederate flag to me used to mean Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah,
it
me
means
too.
a whole
Growing
other
up,
thing.
right? Yeah, no, you didn't.
Well, it definitely wasn't what it meant when it first came around. Was not Dukes of Hazzard, but that is a good. I do like it with that. Anyway, we are here on Hardwire, Rasper, our human, versus Fu, our bot. This is again, who is this? Dominion Dog. Now we have never seen Dominion Dog against a human, as far as I know.
Ooh, getting a Marine on both sides. That's cute.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah, you're
unintentional,
right, we
but
haven't.
we're going to pretend that that's just a really complex pathing
Well,
algorithm.
he was
that
scouting. He was scouting around, so you know
Yeah.
he's got to get all his angles covered.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Good
even
pickoff
supply
causes-
blocks, Rasper.
Yeah, causes a brief block, which hurts a fair bit in early game like that. A lot of the Zerg builds are very tight. The extra 100 minerals is annoying. And Rasper going for the fairly quick third there, already done.
Yeah,
Um,
anticipating not a lot of aggression out of Dominion Dog.
Just like Eris, taking that greedy fast third.
Indeed.
Works for the bot, should work for the human.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
really
the bot's got
grinding
the
up.
speed mining, so it's not as much of a
Yeah.
sink, right? Or it's not as costly for them to do it, essentially.
Yeah, I think they can get away with it.
Basically, have extra minerals at the same point in time that you know a human wouldn't have. So
Yeah.
it's like investment. It's like an investment. You know, put $100 in now, you get 150 back later.
Exactly.
That's speed mining, man. It's good.
It is quite strong. Like, yeah, and particularly like people say for Zerg, because there's definitely things early game that Zerg can't afford normally, but you could suddenly do those things simultaneously with the extra money.
Is the speed mining easy to translate over into bots versus humans? Yeah, okay, I see it going on here, so I would imagine.
Yeah,
not
it's kind of like queued up commands, so it doesn't really matter that there's a delay in real time because
Okay.
you're kind of queuing up the mining.
That's a good point.
So there's a lot of micro kind of sort of things that don't work well in real time, but this is not one of them.
Okay.
This works fine in real time.
What are ones that don't work so well?
Anything where you need to do like one action right after another.
So like
Um,
snipe and move or something, or like lock
Yeah.
on and then pull back.
Yeah, so like you lock on and then the next game frame you don't know that you locked on yet. So you still try to lock on even though you're locked. Like there's
Oh,
it's
I
just
see.
a delay on things. So you can't really go by what the game tells you. You gotta remember the commands you gave. It's like, well, I told this cyclone to lock on. So
you
I
just
need to
have to
remember
hope
that.
it-
I
hope
just
it did it.
assume that it's locked on right now because the game's not telling me so.
A little bit of hoping. All right, well,
Yeah,
two base.
Pat is currently really debating who they want to win. Rasper, I believe, is currently rooting against himself. Despite the fact that I get a feel he knows the outcome of the game that he already played.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he
Maybe he
closed his
forgot,
eyes and
yeah.
just
Yeah.
went for it.
He did
I-
make the prediction bracket of like the opposite of what
Yeah,
he
you're
thought,
right.
So he's just keeping on
Who knows?
theme.
Good point.
I'm ready
So-
for our robot overlords.
We actually
personally.
asked. This is the first time we've asked the question as the poll. Who do you think will win? We usually ask who do you want to win. This one just says who wins.
I don't even have a
and so
poll.
the bottom
Just
line-
spoil the spoiler poll.
Yeah. Yeah. So about two-thirds, well, exactly 2/3 are saying they want, or they think or want the bots to win. But we've got a pretty strong lineup of players, but we'll see how it goes. I think it's definitely the case that even against really good ones, if you're not like familiar with it, the bots could definitely surprise you.
Banelings.
Let's see how that goes. Yeah.
We have not seen Banelings in a long time. Oh, this isn't our bot.
It's a
dude. I
human.
just got so
Yeah,
excited.
it's the
I
human. Yeah.
even in here, like we just don't see Banelings ever. So,
Yeah.
this
But
is
get
cool.
excited for that. That's probably the one biggest weakness of Eris versus humans was his lack of bailing play, and I think that's the
Ah.
one thing he worked on the most.
Yeah.
Eris is, got pretty good bailing control now, and actually builds bailings now, so that should improve his versus human quite a bit.
All right,
But
we'll see.
yeah, I'm kind of waiting for Dominion Dog to move out now. He's been on 2 base for a while. He finished Magfield. He's building 7 Marines at a time. Kind of wondering what his
splash.
go point is now. He
Is
needs
that a
to-
problem? No tanks.
Yeah, well, he can micro Marines, so I'm not sure how well bailings.
See
will do,
how good his
especially off
splits
of
are.
creep. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
it
we're about
should
to see.
be okay. Yeah, it'll be about the pullback, and I expect this army to just scatter backwards as soon as they come in contact here.
and maybe even
Uh,
focus fire on the bailings as they're doing so.
Yeah, exactly. It's also just playing a bigger army. So
That too.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
let's see how it
quite a bit
goes.
bigger. This is a really strong 2-base push here. So yeah, as long as the splits are good, it's going to be a little tricky off creep. Or is Baneling speed? Yeah, Baneling speed is done.
Yeah, and he's on creep.
Yeah.
Kind of
We'll
needs
see.
to go now. Here we go.
He's waiting for that really nice round, and here we go. He's actually going to get a
I
beautiful
know.
round.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
god! The Marines didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, giant connects. The problem will be that the reinforcements coming in are still bigger than the remaining army, although it's dwindling now. They're getting picked
not
off one
anymore.
by one. Yeah.
Now Rasper's
I
got
don't know.
that production as well, so it's kind of like we just saw in our Protoss versus Zerg game. Zoe was able to just, boom, swell out a bunch of units. You know, a ton of Zerglings. We've even got Hydras on the way now. So Dominion Dog's in a lot of trouble. That did not work.
That push you need to kill like 3 expansion bases, probably, or at least 2 to get back in the game.
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
So a lot of times when you first start on a bot, you kind of train your units to kite backwards versus enemy attackers. But technically, Bailings don't have an attack. Like their weapon attack is 0 damage. Like it doesn't exist. So things like Widow Mines and Bailings and Infestors, you don't really see them as threats unless you specifically code something for them, just because they don't have a weapon.
Near it. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I think that's probably what happened there. The Marines like, all right, there's nothing here that does any damage, and then
Because we never see Banelings. These bots never. I don't think I've seen a bot versus bot game with Bane. Maybe one there was Baneling drops. I vaguely remember, but
Yeah.
that was it. Like we just never see Banelings really.
So getting the big transition. I'm almost worried about not enough lings with this, but maybe, I think there's more coming from behind here.
It's
Going after the base. Yeah.
Actually, Dominion Dog has managed to get together a pretty good army still, despite taking such heavy losses. He's caught back up, at least in the army supply. Let's see if the splits are a little bit better on this open terrain. Go back. Oh, the splits are not good. Not very good at all.
Yeah. Still
Very
reasonably
mediocre.
efficient, though. But
Yeah,
like
it turned out pretty well because they concaved against the Zerglings, so they did kind of pull back. They didn't die in a giant ball this time. Basically,
Wasn't as bad, but
Yeah,
could
exactly.
have been a little bad. I still saw a lot of Marines go into the red after 1 or 2 hits there.
Yeah, they definitely still ignored the Bailings, but they're kiting back versus the Hydras and Zerglings, which helped a little.
Yeah, it looks
okay,
like
so he's gonna
Rasper
hold.
should break with the reinforcements here.
What do you think? I think Dominion Dog's gonna hold.
Now look at the mini map, all those
A lot
Zerglings
of
flooding in.
wings coming in, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't see that
Yeah.
little wave there. Never mind. I was just looking at these little handful and the 2 Hydras. I'm like, oh yeah, he's got that. Nah, that's a lot of lings. Yeah, that base is done.
Is he gonna lift this up?
Nope, he's dead.
Yeah.
Just dies. All right, so
Yeah,
he does
he-
hold that little bit at his natural, but yeah, there's just too much now, and Rasper should be able to pile on the pressure. There we go.
Yeah.
Or apply the pressure.
Apply the
Mix the
pressure.
2 words, yeah.
Clamp the pressure. How does it?
Clamp the pressure.
Nice little spot for that Marine.
So yeah, this is working out well, but yeah. But more flooding in. We got
No
like
bias.
82 army supply to 12. And yeah.
Hydras
So
are
I'm
scared,
almost
man.
almost look at this now and being like, we said like this is a best of 7 and we're gonna start up 2-0 here.
Which Zerg unit would you be most afraid of, Endersword,
like
if you had to fight in real life?
it's a good question. I think the lurker, because
You
like,
just
you
run
wouldn't-
away
you
from it,
wouldn't-
right?
you wouldn't be able to see it though. Like it would be, especially a hold position lurker. Like
Oh, snap, you're right.
You wouldn't know until a spike came up and killed you.
Well, then you'd just be dead. You wouldn't even know, so I guess there's nothing to be
Yeah.
afraid of there.
That would be it.
You
Well,
would
you
just
would
die
see,
before
you would
even know what
actually get the,
happens.
though, it would come up, you would see the line of spikes coming towards you, but it would be way too late for you. to get rid of
Ah, I
it.
see. Oh, yeah, that would be scary as hell. Ah!
Unless you'd live your life worrying about spikes popping
Yeah.
up randomly.
Yeah, it would be like, living
That's a
in
good
a
point.
permanent minefield. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh, we're seeing like Nesty level of Bailings here.
Wow.
How many Bailings can you
Yeah,
build?
the win
What's
in
the phrase?
style.
So many banelings. Oh wow. Okay, Rasper, just kill him already. Quit playing with your food.
They
So it
just
looks
want
like
to wipe
humans
it
will
all out.
humans will go up 2-0 against
Yeah.
the bots here. I think there's definitely more banelings than there are even Marines at this point. I like the concussive shell, and is there even a Marauder out at this point though? There's one on the way. Maybe that Marauder can absorb enough. No,
Oh, nasty.
Nesty has been turned into a bot. He actually had his consciousness downloaded into this player here.
Boom. That's
Boom.
what he wanted to do. Just kill the command center with banelings. Barely. So there we go.
That's it.
It was
Good job, Rasper.
Yeah, it was close there at some point, but yeah, the Baneling's obviously a good decision, and I think the Hydra's also just a really, really good decision to not do roaches. I
See, that
think
was going to be the Zerg
was a
unit
good
I
decision.
said I was
Yeah.
most scared of is the Hydralisk.
The
They
Hydra, yeah.
they're fast. They can shoot you from a distance. They can rip you in half. They're like velociraptors almost.
They are.
An Ultralisk you could hide from, I think. Just get in a small little crevice in a rock and you're safe or something. Yeah, I
So you
guess the
realize
Rap-
you can destroy the
Winds are
rock.
like Raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
not
and then he
scared of
just
Raptors.
crushes the rock around you.
Like I'm wearing a Raptors hoodie. They're not that frightening.
Yeah, Raptors aren't that
They
scary.
tend to lose in the first round.
Oh.
No, I mean,
All right.
they won the whole thing a few years ago, so they're still awesome. But yeah.
End of sword. You're up
Yeah.
next.
Oh yeah,
Were you afraid of the bots going up against them?
I was more this season than
You were
in
what?
the past.
Say that
One
again? You broke
more
up a little bit.
concerned.
More
this
concerned.
season.
Okay.
Yeah, because one, there's new bots on there that I didn't really know how they played, and I knew that a lot of people had, tuned their bot to play specifically against humans instead of just doing their normal bot thing. Because that was usually the advantage. Is like I just know what they all do. So when you're playing with them, then it's harder. But but a lot of these did kind of like custom human builds, and that made it a lot more difficult.
All right. Well, let's see how you fare against BenBot BC. Let's see if you can withstand the battlecruiser harass. Because I'm assuming that we'll find out what he did against you.
It was my number one concern, but
Because you've seen him do that throughout this whole season, or multiple seasons now. So let's see how you respond against this Terrabot. Let's go. Semi-human.
Blossiers.
Inbound BC.
Now you are unranked because you were just too good for the ladder. So
that's clear, yeah. But I'm diamond.
Diamond?
I'm probably.
Okay. Oh, you've been masters for a long time.
I've been masters. I was before, but I don't play nearly as much, so I'm probably about diamond 1 if I was to get ranked again.
Hi, diamond. All right. On a good day, we'll say masters because sometimes you can play really well, and other days you play like a bronze.
I don't think I was masters in Legacy of the Void at all, though. I was masters like throughout Heart of the Swarm, which is a long time ago.
Message retracted. What did you say, Phantom? What are you doing? You cussing at us? What's going on?
I think so.
He hates us.
So, this is the proxy that he does. I wasn't sure whether he was doing that or whether it would be kind of that at-home bunker build
defense, bunker, defense, get into battle cruisers, yeah. And that's we've seen Dominion Dog mix it up here and there. So,
the main thing like playing on my mind, which you'll probably see later, is the awareness that a battle cruiser could warp in.
Yeah, it's against especially a bot named BenBot BC. You should expect battle cruisers, one would imagine. And here comes the bunker, though. BenBot just going straight for a little bit of a natural contain. We've seen him do this before too. There you go. Get back to work, Probe.
Yeah,
we're gonna judge you so hard, Endersword. You better play so perfectly. Isn't it always weird watching your own game?
It is.
Knowing everybody's watching every little micro mistake or anything.
It's true.
That's why I don't play.
It is. You do start to like second guess like basic things, like especially like it's different here because it's recorded, so it's not like someone was watching while I was playing. But like when I've had to like play on stage or something like that, it's you do just second guess everything.
Oh, you get juked a little. You were doing really good there. Oh, but there's no bunker to get in. Bummer. Nowhere to hide. Okay, now SCV show up a little bit too late, but they are going to potentially finish this bunker here. You've got another Zealot about to pop out. As long as I guess you keep killing Marines, though, you're fine.
So
Oh, so close.
I know.
Or
Right? That other one's lazier.
Just stood there. Not my job. All right. Well, you have held the bunker rush. What spoilers? We didn't give any spoilers.
For now.
We just assume there's battlecruisers coming. That's the only quote-unquote
That is
spoiler
true.
we've given. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
let's get a zealot. That's something.
Zealot died.
that's
yeah.
nice. But no bunker. Okay, but now he's got 2 Marines, so we could kite your zealot
Mhm.
endlessly. Run,
Yeah.
Marine! Ah!
He's trying to bring the SCVs back in. If an
Where's
SCV
your,
touches
where's your
that bunker,
stalker?
it will die. Yeah.
Where's your stalker and your sword?
Oh.
Okay, a little repair is going to go off. Zealot's going to go down. This bunker, though, I believe will burn down because there are no more SCVs anywhere
Yeah.
nearby. So.
Yeah, it was key to be able to take out the SCV because if he was able to repair this, then it's a problem. But it's just going to burn down.
I don't think that bunker has range on the Nexus either, which is
Yeah.
kind of defeats the purpose of it, I think.
Imagine that Marine being told to go into a literal burning, falling down bunker. Like it's
Yeah.
about to fall and crush you, and you're ordered, okay, go in there and hold it. Anyway. Yeah, this is a best of 7 Pro League style, but we will be playing every single match against the bot, regardless of who wins. So even if the humans win or if the bots make a comeback, start making a comeback and win, we're going to watch all 7 games. So, yeah, we're going to sit back, relax. We're going to see a little bit of every bot here.
I found this odd that they were just ignoring the stalker,
Yeah, they don't.
but they did
care.
because four Marines would have done okay. But instead, I was able to just
Ooh, that is epic.
epic.
May have just been looking for targets within the Marines' attack range
Yeah,
or something like that.
probably.
It was like, oh, I can. There's no stalker there, but there's a Nexus within range.
And then once he
Oh,
found
shit.
it, yeah. All right, well, this isn't over. It looked almost a little bit, but
Yeah,
the
there was a
Dominion
small
Dog's not done.
commitment, Yeah.
Yeah, after all
Dog's
that, we're
not done.
really just on even footing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a very normal game
fine.
now. I thought he'd
Yeah.
be behind, but no,
No,
Dominion
no.
Dog's fine.
It's like it looks like you stopped something, but it's like a small investment.
What I say?
So-
Benbot? What did I say? Yeah, what did I say? Didn't I say Benbot? Oh, I said Dominion Dog. This is Benbot.
Yeah,
Sorry, everybody.
yeah.
Dominion Dog was last. Too many Terrans. We've got too many
Mhm.
damn Terrans this time.
Yeah, it was just one proxy barracks,
Yeah.
and the barracks
Yeah,
survived.
not a big
And you got
problem.
2 zealots and a pylon. That's not nothing, you know.
Yeah, like there you go.
You'd lose
yeah.
5
You
workers
don't
in the
lose that
process,
much.
though.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, the workers was probably the biggest loss of the whole thing, but yeah, but it delayed stuff too, and yeah. So I think it's relatively even. Like our army supplies are even. I'm only up 2 workers, 1 now, and against the Terran in particular, Protoss is usually up a little more than that. So it's good, and I'm going for the just charge lots here. And so I'm making cannons now because I'm expecting the
Battlecruisers.
battle cruiser warp in. Yeah.
Well, we do see the fusion core on the way, so yeah, living up to his namesake, we will be seeing battlecruisers potentially soon. And you've got disruptors. So why did you do disruptors against battlecruisers?
Just because nobody.
Just
I was like, I remember at this point in the game thinking like, what's kind of stylish, and thinking like, oh, disruptors might be good.
It'll work well to siege that front line as well, with
Yeah.
all the bunkers and widow mines and siege tanks.
Yeah.
Can outrange
I'm
all
not
that
great
stuff.
with disruptors, so I just figured, well, let's see what it does.
We will indeed. All right, well, 3rd base coming down for both of you as well. Upgrades looking good. And there's that first
is the
battlecruiser.
first BC. Yeah.
I think you've dealt with battlecruisers before. I'm not worried for you.
Yeah. They suck mostly.
Oh, now we know your thoughts on that. Sorry, Benbot. Apparently, you suck.
Happens. It happens.
That's
So,
why.
yeah,
Is that why you
they're-
chose him to play? Because you think battlecruisers are the worst?
I mean, I played them all. I submitted them all.
okay.
They just picked this one. So.
Oh, okay,
I
gotcha.
don't know. So we'll see. I don't know why we chose this one.
Who was the hardest bot for you? to
Maybe
play,
it's
would you say?
because the hardest spot I'll say. Well, should I say?
Well, it depends. Yeah, actually, maybe not because that will be
Yeah.
the one you lost, right?
There's,
so we don't wanna-
there's, yeah, exactly. I'll say after this game what my record was playing the 7. But
Well,
there's
yeah,
one
or
that
after this best of 7. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's save it. I know it's hard not to do spoilers when you've played
Yeah,
against
yeah.
all of them, huh? That's why I didn't play anybody. I just wanted to come in without any idea what the hell's going on. Boom, observer's dead, battlecruiser's out. So you did see the battlecruiser, right?
Yeah, I saw that. And that kind of told me too that it wasn't going to do the initial teleport in.
He's going battlecruisers. Better make zealots and disruptors. I love it.
You got to clear out the ground, man.
Oh, it's like it's the Zerg strategy. If you see
You
no
said
air,
these
just make a lot of ground.
These two stalkers can't take care of it.
Well, lob a disruptor ball up there. You'll be fine. Imagine that if you could pick up a disruptor and like drop it in the battlecruiser and it just blows up from within. I still think you should be able to do that. Drop units from a warp prism like zealots into a battle, and it slowly damages it over time or something. Like there's a zealot wreaking havoc in there. Like it's like one of those campaign missions where you get inside the ship or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're anyway. A few more stalkers this time, so you should be able to force at least this battlecruiser back. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny what the battlecruiser was doing too. It's targeting the disruptor. So it wasn't even trying to hit
it must
the,
be a priority
other
thing.
stalkers.
Oh, it wants to kill it before the shot goes off or something.
It's an expensive gas tech unit. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's probably a good choice.
Good target.
Yeah, I might think.
Especially as you can't kill 4 stalkers anyways. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of a big giant capital ship can't kill 4 little robots on the ground? Like, come on, StarCraft, what are you doing?
Big.
Balance team, come on. All right, you've got Blink about to finish, +2 as well. So the battlecruisers are effectively useless at this point with 5 stalkers and Blink and +1. Or +2.
Yeah, they kind of. I mean, they accumulate. The threat is always that the battlecruisers is going to end up being like 8 of them.
That's true. Yeah, there's too many.
And then you're screwed. But because he keeps them alive at least to this point. Part of the idea behind the blink is to make sure that they don't live. Because
so you can
if you just
finish it off. Yeah,
you can blink under it or something to snipe it down. The key often to like playing the bots, and it's what some of the other bots don't get because everything fires kind of independently, is you need to have everything shooting at once so that like you get it down to 50% health, then do a big volley and kill it.
So
whereas
it can't
things
warp
are
out.
firing, if things are firing one at a time, it hits its threshold and leaves.
I see, because it does little damage over and over
Yeah.
instead of boom and then catch it unaware. So boom, you got
so like
one.
that, right? He tried to get away. I think this
And
one does. Yeah.
Oh, that was actually a perfect example of what you were just talking about. You got the first
There you
one
go.
with that nice volleys, and then second one was a little
because
too
I was able to
far.
blink and fire it, like,
Got
and
that
everything was in
staggered.
range. The second one, not everyone was in range.
Yeah.
So,
Everything, all the shots were staggered out.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that was cool.
So trying to move in now. There you go. Best
Zealot.
disruptor ever. Killed my one brave zealot.
Oh yeah. Zealots are very brave. Oh, we're on SCVs. They're wow, they're just taking you right to that base. Okay, you're gonna kill this one off first. And this is where the disruptors are actually good because you can clear out a whole mineral line. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the repairing SCVs. You can just boom, swipe them out. Boom, take them all out. Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah, exactly. And then the blink over.
Oh, get him! Yeah, you'll get him. He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have the teleport. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, it is not looking good for our bots. Endersword, you have once again proven you are capable of fighting the bots toe-to-toe, should it ever come down to humanity versus bots in real life. You will lead us to victory.
My army supply, though, was not just even.
Yeah, that's true.
I killed the base, but I'm not yet, like, ahead.
Yeah, but what does he really have?
Yeah,
Battlecruiser that's about to die? Come on.
I'm just trying to...
Oh, it's going to get away.
Keep the suspense going. But he's also got this big encampment, which I definitely can't break right now.
Well, there's nothing in the bunkers. So a couple tanks, do a lot of damage, but no. Once you fall back and regroup, I'm sure you'll be able to. Actually, this technically isn't over yet. No, Benbot's still in a really good standing. He's got 3 bases. Maybe I called it too soon.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's got Widowmine's block.
He's got great upgrades. Look at the production tab. His is way better than yours. Okay, maybe I called it too soon.
I've
Maybe
been
you
trying to do this and haven't noticed. But that's there.
And
yet.
Ender sword really needs the 4th base, and they're all blocked right now by Widowmines. Yeah.
I also need like 12 more gateways.
How long did it take you to figure out a widow mine was here? Was it after the first one?
I think right then.
You're like, God damn it.
Yeah, I think the first one died while I was like doing other stuff and I didn't notice. So, yeah.
All right, so you get that cleared up. You got Colossus, 2 Stargates on the way. Benbot taking his 4th as well. So this is actually incredibly even.
What base is he
match
taking?
between you two. Well, that's his. Well, now it's his 5th, but his 4th.
But where is
died,
it
so-
going? It's
Oh
like,
wow, where is it going?
It's going.
What the hell?
Right there.
What's the rich gas, I guess, or something?
Oh yeah.
A half base.
Kind of makes sense. That's its gating resource right now.
Yeah.
And like during this time, it's adding on 2 battle cruisers at a time.
Yeah, what are the limitations? Are there any more limitations for the humans versus bots as opposed to the bots versus bots? Because I know in bots versus bots, it's whatever APM you use before it crashes, But are there limitations against the humans as far as APM or things like that?
No, I mean bots. When you play bot versus bot on step mode, it waits for every step to complete, whereas in real time your bot has to be fast enough to run every step. Because if you're taking, if each step takes 22 milliseconds and your bot takes 90 milliseconds each step to do all its calculations.
Ooh,
then
nice
it's just gonna be
shots.
missing a bunch of steps. Yeah, that was just a nice disruptor balls there.
Boom. This is the follow-up attack here. Decimates one of Benbot BC's bases. Look at that
Rip
SCV.
SCV line. Oh, that was awesome.
Cartwheel out of here. Cartwheeled into oblivion. All right, there goes. I love these maps where they just float up. It's so satisfying. Yeah. I think you've got it. Ender Sword should be able to seal the deal
Save
here.
it
Yep,
now.
it's the battle cruiser. Now you've got enough to barrel through this defense. There are more tanks this time and a lot of Widow Mines, but
Yeah.
you've got the Colossus to outrange it. And as long as the Viking doesn't kill off your Colossus, you should be all right. Yeah, you're just going to move in
those
here.
Widow mines are gonna get some free shots here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
a
gonna be a
lot more-
painful attack, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
there was a lot more Widow Mines there. I'm used to like there's 2. There were like 5. So
Caught you a
they
little
did-
off guard there.
They did a little bit of damage there, but I got 1 tank.
It's good.
Well, yeah. But now that the other bases are dead, and I don't know about this one yet because that doesn't make any sense. But now that I know the other bases are dead, there's no hurry.
It makes sense from a sneaky tactical standpoint.
Yeah.
All sneaky. Yeah, there's just not a lot left here for Dominion Dog. But nicely done. A good game here. Very, very a little back and forth. Was it harder than you expected?
A little bit. I think just finishing it off was. So, like, just that it's pretty good at this, like, chip defense at the end. Like,
Yeah.
coming in with the Vikings that it made. The battle cruisers can always retreat back. It basically, this home base is so well protected that it could always retreat back and repair. And
Well,
I
this is like
didn't
your
know,
third time
yeah, and
trying
like
to-
right now, I didn't know about that other base. So I think it's basically mined out.
Yeah. I
which
mean,
it-
there's
it's-
only
it's
5
very
workers there.
close.
It's
Yeah,
not a whole lot
it's
going on.
close, but I thought it was at 0 income.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this little defense is so solid. It's really hard to
Yeah.
break through. Yeah, you've even come in with pretty reasonable
Oh.
forces each time, and this is your 3rd big bust in, and you're going to lose everything almost.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will lose everything by the looks of it here. Wow, what a strong defensive position here from Benbot. Wow. Come on, Ender Sword,
Disruptors
finish
would be
game
the
already.
answer to that, but
Yeah, I mean there is like that was just sloppy, but like if I had just made another couple disruptors, that just takes it all out because it's all static, like sitting there. But yeah, but I
Those are 12
decided,
gateways.
well, why don't we switch to Void Race for no reason, and then why don't I spend my bank, which
Why
is in
not?
the thousands? Yeah,
Oh, this is that Diamond League showing. That's all right. You bank a little bit, so what? You've got a little extra money. You could be doing worse.
yeah, and his mineral income is really low at this point, or else could still be making stuff. There, that one gets away. And I still don't know about this weird side base.
Yeah, this is a well taken, well hidden base there.
Oh,
Tricky,
Tinder
tricky.
has invaded our chat.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, there now I see this.
Oh, now we can't go to the adult dating site. Oh no.
Oh, damn.
Tinder-x.xyz. Is that the URL for Tinder? Sounds a little different.
It sounds legitimate. Yeah.
Totally legit. All right. Endersword, finish this game and
All
save
right.
humanity already, would you? Now, it's not over yet. It is a best of 7. We've got to get a
That's
4th
true.
win here.
That is true.
We
I
do
think,
have our best spots to come, but unfortunately, we also have all the Grandmaster
the
players to
Grandmasters.
come. So,
Yeah, this is our 3 diamonds so far.
Boom! Goodbye, Void Rays. Wow, you really like clumping up on those widow mines there. Look at all the debris.
It's just brazen inefficiency,
Yeah.
basically.
Hey, if you got enough money, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. This is the equivalent of like Elon Musk buying Twitter. It's
Yeah.
just
Throw money at
spend,
it.
Spend billions, doesn't matter. I got more.
You get it in the end. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hilarious when he bans all the bots or whatever, and half of
Yeah.
Twitter's users are just gone.
Won't be gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It will
Ender
indeed.
Sword takes the win, brings us to 3-0. Humanity looking too strong once again, but that was a much closer game. Definitely a little back and forth there.
Yeah.
You know, had you been a little bit more crisp, you might have been able to end it a little sooner. But
Yeah, definitely. It was
still a good
kind of
defense,
once,
though.
Yeah, once I knew that I won, it was more stylistic than attempting to be efficient. But yeah.
All right, well, fun game. Next, we have long-time competing bot. We've had him around since the start, Micro Machine, and he's always been one of the harder ones for the humans to beat. He can definitely pick apart some of the best.
Indeed.
We'll see how he can do against, hopefully I'm saying this right, Eurystheus.
Yeah. He
Eurystheus.
played before for us.
Like a
I
Greek
I think like 2
philosopher?
seasons ago.
Oh, yeah, it
remember
does
his
sound
name,
familiar.
remember?
Eurystheus.
played- so I
I
think
remember not
he's-
being able to say it then either.
Yeah. he's a grandmaster as well.
Grandmaster
as
Terran,
well.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I will reveal now. I won't say who yet, but my record against all 7 was 6-1.
Okay.
And the 1, I don't know how to beat it. You could give me 20 tries. I don't think I could beat it.
Could it be Micro Machine?
I don't
Maybe
know.
Zoe? Maybe Eris? We don't know. We're
Maybe.
gonna keep
I'll
watching,
say
and maybe
it
we'll
there,
find out.
But yeah.
Yeah, not too many spoilers here. I think everybody in the back of their mind kind of knows. It could be Ketrock. Ketrock's a hard one to beat too.
Mhm.
But let's see how Micro Machine can do against Eurystheus. Again, please forgive me if I say that wrong. But thank you for the replay. Let's see how this Grandmaster Terran
What was
does
Eurystheus?
against one of our best
Eurystheus?
Terrans. Eurystheus?
Eurystheus or something.
Something like that. Let's go. Human.
Yeah.
Probot.
Wrath, RR, and unusuals.
This is a
I like-
Probot.
Yeah. I like the little call out there too, because I know that in the past we've had, like, we asked for people to send in their games, and ideally we want like their first game, because like
It's mo-
or
yeah,
else you
it's
could-
the unknown,
you
yeah.
can just cherry pick your win or something. But yeah, I love that this exists, because it basically says this is my first game.
Yeah. Or
Or-
this
or-
human has
yeah.
beat him every
Yes,
single
beat
time.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly, so it's fair. So
I
a
don't know the
few of them
record,
do
but I
that,
know. Yeah.
and they keep a record, and you can tell it probably by the build sometimes too.
All right, going for the cheese. Going to try to take Micro Machine out with some, maybe some Reapers. What is this for?
Looks
I would
like-
imagine Reapers. Yeah.
Oh, both
Yeah.
sides too.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And Micro Machine did do, and again, this is a good example of Micro Machine doesn't do this in bot games, but Micro Machine is going to be proxying Marauders.
Hell
I
yes.
think. At
And
least,
you'll also
yeah.
have the barracks for defense at home, so
Yeah.
it really is going to come down to, can he micro well enough at home to defend? Why is he moving that? Interesting.
Yeah, so Eris starting a Reaper,
Should have
and
made a
yeah,
Reaper
there's the
Micro
tech
Machine.
lab.
Should have made a Reaper.
It's very unknown, but Marauders are actually a good way to hold Reaper all-ins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the streamer Ruff likes to use Marauders for that purpose.
Hmm.
Once you get concussive shells, It's just like a dead Reaper every
that's
time it's in
true,
range
yeah.
of a Marauder.
Because in a 1v1, yeah, the Marauder's going to win unless the Reaper can run away and heal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, that's a good point. So, yeah, maybe Marauders is the perfect choice against this. First Reaper's out. Looks
And
like
he's holding
gonna
up
wait.
for the Reaper.
wait.
Yeah. So there will definitely be one out. And yeah, you can see the concussive shell is already started. But
Oh,
he's
no.
gonna
Stay
send
home.
he's gonna send it out. Yeah, that's the
Stay
thing.
home.
Yeah. He may
Actually,
pull
they
back
might
when he
run
sees
into
us.
it. No, they're not going to.
Yeah.
They're going up the ramp. Okay, they should pull him back home, though, right? Nope,
Should?
it does
No,
not.
He's just gonna go. He'll get another one, I guess, at home, and I assume that one will stay.
Now, these SCVs are going to be a little bit trickier to deal with than a human's SCVs, I think. And the Marauder does pop out at a really good time. Almost gets
Because
there.
of shell's almost done.
Oh, look at him micro forward,
he's got it.
too. That was nice. Oh, yeah, he should be able to get this Reaper now. Oh, doesn't quite
He's
commit.
really low, but he'll get a
coulda had
second one
two.
in a second. Yeah.
Could have killed 2 Reapers. There we go. He got one.
Yeah.
Get another. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
All right, Micro Machine's going to hold back at home by the looks of it, and he's also hitting at the front right now. He's got 2 Marauders.
Shoot. They're not attacking.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, they
Now
killed
that
the
they get
SCV.
high
There we
ground.
go. So they're going to start trying to bust through. There's nothing for defense. That factory never finished. He's going to send the Reapers home. Eurystheus. That's the last time I've even tried to say that. He's going to go home with the Reapers and try to defend this. But that's 2
actually-
Marauders with
Yeah,
concussive.
and he just supply blocked them here as well at 23. And then if he gets this other one, then that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And
This
what
is
does
why-
bringing the Reapers back do, really? It's the SCVs that are the only
Yeah.
chance to kill these Marauders.
Well, yeah, if you can surround them and then the Reapers for a little
Yeah.
extra DPS potentially. Yeah. he's gonna
SCVs
bring
are
them
actually very good versus Marauders.
Yeah.
Marauders only do half damage to them, and boom. Yep.
down. Okay, so actually really good hold here.
Mhm.
Showing off them GM skills.
Now
be
behind
able
this,
to,
behind this, Micro Machine kind of plays normally.
Oh, nice pop out. The Marauder comes out at a perfect time. Where he kind of catches the Reapers a little unaware. Kills another. Micro Machine. He is a machine. Look at him holding that off like it was nothing.
Yeah, and he's going to start teching to the more familiar path that we've seen from Micro Machine of like, Cyclones, Banshees, etc. So.
Oh,
will
he
be-
sees the
there will be
starport too.
more. Yeah.
We do have a
How
Cyclone
many-
coming out of the human player as well, which will be interesting to see how that does versus Marauders, because if he doesn't get the kiting just perfect, those Marauders can take it down quite quickly.
Oh yeah. Oh man, look at this
So
micro.
many here that they can't surround anymore. They're like the SCVs would die. The Cyclone will help, but he's losing a lot of workers here.
Yeah. I was curious
the
how
jump
many.
on the Cyclone.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, he gets it.
And I was thinking
He
that
let
would
it get
happen.
in front there, and as soon as that's concussive shelled, it's done.
This is why you cannot underestimate Micro Machine.
Yeah.
He is so strong. And that
Eurystheus
micro-
is still rallying back Reapers too, and they usually just rally to their death almost instantly. It's like 50 gas down the drain every time he does that.
Oh, he's losing so much mining time too. He's had to pull SCV so much that Micro Machine's just spades ahead right now. He's so much more economy. Viking Landed is going to do a little extra damage here. They do extra damage against armored, right?
Mechanical. So no,
Oh,
they won't
mechanical,
spark.
not
Yeah.
armored. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, they do extra against mechanical.
So like structures, SCVs,
Yeah,
things like
this
that.
is a good Cyclone here. The scan was helpful, but yeah, it's hard to see him holding anything. He's trying to get a Widow Mine out now, which I think is probably a good idea.
Oh, he locked onto the destructible plate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, poor misclick.
Oops.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
But he has held. I'm
Yeah.
impressed that he survived that
Yeah.
absolute onslaught of Micro Machine.
Yeah,
Now
I mean,
the
it just
follow-up.
shows the skill of him as a player. Like, again, this is a GM player,
Yeah.
so it's not going to go down easily, even if he's losing.
But he's so far behind now. I was going to try to expand. It's a good call. Micro Machine does have 2 bases as well, so you got to, if you're going to try, you got to get some
Yeah, you
kind
got to
of
get
power.
out of it somehow, because you're not going to... And I mean, this is, again, what Micro Machine does to bots, is it lures you into the idea where you're just defending, but it's taking bases and doing other stuff. So you
Yeah.
can't just sit there. You have to find a way to become aggressive.
He must have thought he just needed to defend too, because
Yeah.
I think he had to take the expansion on the low ground.
Yeah.
But given all the pressure he was under, he's like, oh, maybe I should just take high ground and try to stay alive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Micro Machine's taking a third.
Yeah.
Still producing out that proxy racks. Hasn't been denied yet.
I kind of expected him to try and float them back, but I guess there's just never been a window where
They would so much
if
time
this
would be
goes
lost. Yeah, it's faster to make the Reaper, I
Never mind,
think, and just bring
completes.
them over.
All right, that was
Ooh,
good. hit.
good shot. Good shot. Cyclone of Micro Machine wards off the humans Cyclone here. And very
No armor
damaged
ace, but the
units.
Widowmine goes down.
Yeah, it's a little close, I guess, but it's Micro Machine's just so far ahead. That,
Yeah,
especially
the
now with
the
that tanking
can't
range.
support it with the Vikings, yeah. So he
Ah,
has to
too
pick
much.
his own Vikings up, but they're damaged now, so they can't actually fight it.
Victory versus a Grandmaster.
Yep.
A little bit of
Not
a build order
often we
victory,
see
but
that.
very well executed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably just took him by surprise with the whole proxy thing. Again, it's not something if you've watched ProBots, and again, this is I think the second season he's submitted, so it is probably does. Wouldn't have expected to do Micro Machine to do what he did.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Well, the bots are still in it. I'm hoping the bots win and just take over humanity. We need
just
it.
reverse
We need their
by
we
the
need their
sniper.
Reverse all
intervention.
kill. Yeah,
It could happen.
it could happen.
Could happen. Nicely done, GG. Micro Machine putting the bots on the board, and a great replay. A really fun back and forth game there. Really
like
cool
that
to see the two cheeses up against each other and how a bot can both deal and defend a cheese while cheesing at the same time. So nicely executed. All right, it is 3-1. We have now got Ketrock coming up next. Not the bot. Oh wait, yes, it is the bot.
Yeah, it
Never
is the
mind.
bot.
I thought for a second that was the humans. Ketrock the bot, not the human, going up against Winkle, Grandmaster Zerg player. So we'll see how. Now we've seen Ketrock do pretty well against Zerg in the past, especially with some of your new builds. Now, do you have your fun snipey snipe build enabled here, or?
It picks random builds, but it weights the ones I think are better versus humans.
Okay, so we could see a bunch of ghosts potentially.
Yeah, there's. I'm not
s-
sure what league he was in, but someone was not able to beat my bots, and he showed me some of the replays, and he was a 400 APM Zerg.
Nice.
So
Wow. Okay, so
I
this
think
could
that's probably
be,
at least Master League.
this could be a turnaround then for the bots. We'll see if Ketrock can hold off Winkle, our Grandmaster Zerg, in this. What is this? Our fifth game? Yeah, fifth game of this best of 7. Let's go. And welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching our human Winkleman.
Oh, he's in chat. That's awesome.
Luis Winkleman.
And we can see this is the first game he played against.
That's rocks.
I'm trying to keep the humans honest this season.
Yeah, I
so
like
I
that.
announced
I
the
like
win
that.
record
I
right
get
at the
it.
start.
Yeah, I like the indicator because we got a lot of that in the past. You could tell from some of the old replays that they would just
They just start
cherry-pick.
blind countering like the
Yeah.
things that they faced in previous games.
Yeah,
And we want to see, your first attempt. We want to see, pretend this is a ladder game. You don't know exactly what your opponent's going to do when you queue up on the ladder. You got to scout and react. And those are the most interesting games for me to watch anyway. So I appreciate you all sending in your first replays, be it a win or a loss. Thank you all.
Probably not an issue for a Grandmaster player because it probably only takes them one game to beat the bot. But
Not
so
against
give us the
Micro
line.
Machine.
yeah, exactly.
That's true.
It depends how surprising it is, and I think it almost works too in their counter. Like since Eris does watch and has been a fan and played before, I bet he expected something out of Micro Machine that Micro Machine then did not do. So I think it might have been an attempt at a counter, and then Micro Machine did something else and it didn't work. So
I mean, in the past, Micro Machine would build one Reaper and send it across the map. And if
Exactly.
you do that against the Proxy 2 Rax Reaper, you're
gonna
just dead.
lose. Yeah. So I think that's it. He may have attempted to play what he thought he was going to play. But,
Okay. Well, unfortunately, not my best build. I can already tell because he's going for PF expand.
Yeah.
But that's okay. A lot of these builds work fairly well versus Zerg. At least it's not the Marine Rush or something.
What's your best build versus Zerg?
The battle mech. The battle mech
Battle
works
mech?
really well versus Zerg, with or without the Widowmine opener.
Nice.
But
Okay,
the
so
Widowmine
Winkleman-
Myco works very well. Then the Cyclones work very well, and you get a nice lead when they can't come back. And with speed mining, it's not hard to get a nice lead.
So Winkle looks like he is a bot author himself. Has a bot in League 2.
Awesome.
So that's good to see. It's good. Like I like the idea of the high. There's so many of our bot authors that don't even play StarCraft, but it's cool having like a few GMs and like high ranked players that are making them, because you probably get a different perspective. On,
Dominion Dogs authors
better.
don't barely even
Yeah.
know StarCraft until just recently, and
Yeah.
they just dominated this season. They did so well.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And
Yeah.
we've had notable.
Anybody can do it.
Scarlet obviously is obviously our highest ranked player that's ever made one. Ionsu making Die Store was is pretty good as well, and we had always in the first several seasons H-Jax, who was about a top 50 GM.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to get those. But then you had people that never even played at all.
yeah, well, and that's what's awesome about it is you don't have to be really good to be able to do this. You don't have to execute quickly. The bot does it for you. So as long as you can program and code a little bit, you can make a bot.
Indeed.
All right, what do we got going on here? Ketrock getting his. Oh, I love that you're killing the rock. I was like, what's shooting that? Oh, it's the planetary. I thought it was a
Floating the
tank at
racks.
first. Yeah.
So
The
he
Overlord's
doesn't
not
lock
one of those
onto
high
it.
ground positions, but the floating racks is supposed to catch the
Ah,
Overlords that
yeah.
hide in those spots.
Yeah.
Usually we see him there, especially if it's a bot. Bots are.
But this one's quite unreachable, and he's like, "Okay, I can't get that." So this is
Now,
go
since
back.
you've started doing that, have you noticed any of the Zergs just not putting Overlords there because of it, or?
Yeah,
do you
I was
usually
picking off
have-
Eris's lead Overlord every single game, and now he just doesn't do it anymore versus me. It was good while it lasted.
It's a nice start for sure. All right, well, I like what I see here. 3-base Zerg going to be very strong against a 2-base Ketrock here. With that starport done. Come on, Banshees. Is it Banshees? Right.
Is it?
I'm thinking. Where's
There's
that tech lab?
No add-on.
I know. I'm waiting for the add-on though.
Yeah.
Come on, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Could be a real time bug. I'm not
Yeah,
understanding
you've
is
got
the
plenty of money.
resources.
Yeah.
We got the resources.
Yeah, you got the
Could be
money
a
for
bug.
it. Oh, there it is.
There's a tech lab.
Well, is it? Yeah, is it the right place? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the delay was there.
Waiting for the third or something. Well, actually, you have a third and a fourth coming down. Nice. Double
Winkle getting
expand.
Greedy taking the gold up here too.
Okay, way more of a macro game. I like it. It's good. Now we've seen a little cheese. Now we can see a little more macro. Getting a little bit of everything this season. Ooh. Nice denial. Zerglings coming across. Winkle staying active. He's going for the Banelings. Oh boy, we get to see Banelings one more time. We'll see if Ketrock splits are any better.
It appears by cloak that this is going to be the mass banshee build.
Ooh, nice. Those are
I think
good
it's a little bit
against
stronger
Banelings.
than the
Right?
mass raven build, which is. So
Mhm.
I'm glad out of those two options it chose this one.
Yeah, I think Banshees definitely can help hold this off. We'll see. We'll see how many Zerglings and Banelings end up being produced. A big wave of drones finishing up. So Winkle sticking to the economy for the time being. Nice little harasser is going to deny the fourth as well. I already got that third base or fourth or whichever one was going down here, which actually is going to try again. But really keeping you locked on 2 bases here.
Yeah, and he sees the Banshee there as it flies by.
Did he see it? Yeah.
He
okay.
saw it shot at one of the lings. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely saw it then.
if you
Safe to say.
noticed. Yeah. So cancels again. He's doing a good job controlling here, but Ketrock just trying to take the gold as well. And the Banshee's going really high around the map.
Yeah, look at that path. I guess looking for bases. Well, you don't want to fly across the middle and run into a pack of Hydras or something,
Both
Or
of
even
them
Muta,
very low,
which
very
might be
low
unlocked.
army for this point in the game. For 6 minutes, 4 or 5 bases, 18
Yeah, it's
army supply.
all economy. All economy.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
I
no
lo-
mining bases for Ketrock though. So
Yeah.
with a gas-heavy build and not having any gas, this is not panning out very well for my bot. I'm not optimistic here.
Now, how many bases has Winkle seen? I'm curious to think if Winkle is, oh, I'm on 5 base. I've got my 5th base. I'm doing great economically. Ketrock has literally almost every other base on the map, so he's expanding
Well,
at a bit
They're
higher
being
rate.
built, but they're not.
He's attempting
like,
to take
mining.
other
I'm
bases
sorry,
on the map, but so far
attempting.
he's been stuck on 2 bases the entire game.
Yeah.
So this is not a good spot at all.
Well, you've got 3 about to finish up that Winkle knows nothing about, so that could definitely bring you back into it.
Like 4 Banshees at a time coming out. I don't know that Winkle is yet prepared for the number.
Yeah, 13 mutas. Yeah, now he is. Yeah, he's
now
fine.
it'll
He'll
be
be fine.
okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Once the mutas come out, once he's gets a couple more overseers floating around, the Banshees should be pretty much nullified.
Ketrock still cannot get up a base, which is
Yeah.
frustrating to watch. I mean, we're 7.5 minutes in the game, still stuck on 2 bases.
Oh, now Winkle's starting to scout everywhere too. He started to catch on. Oh wait, there's more bases going up around the map here, and yeah, he knows of every single one now. All right, waking up the Vikings. Yeah, we've got mutas on the map now, so we need more anti-air turrets as well in production, so that's good. Well, you'll be safe on 2 bases, so that's good.
Yeah,
or at
but
least the
again,
time being.
with a gas-hungry build like this, I need to be on like 8 gases like 5
Okay,
minutes ago.
you got a
to be competitive.
planetary up. There you go.
Yep.
Ravens.
Now the
That
mutas
means
are
I
gonna
can't
come.
produce any units because all my gas is going into just building planetaries.
Oh, jeez.
Just completely gas starved this entire game.
Yeah, this muta transition could be killer, could be the end. There are turrets kind of coming up everywhere, though. I see a lot of them in the production tab. None here at this base, so this will definitely get canceled. Okay, there we go. A couple at the gold, but I don't know if it'll be in time.
Yeah, and even if it's only 1 or 2 turrets with like 18 mutas or something, it's not enough.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yep, that should be it. Well, Ketrock gave it a good fight here, but just being contained on the 2 bases by the Zerglings really slowed him down too much. And
Yeah. I wish I did one of the battle mech builds because then it has a lot of units early. And,
yeah,
I
that
wouldn't be
definitely
denied
would
by a
help.
handful of Zerglings nonstop.
Yeah, those are pesky Zerglings. Tricky. Oh, no turrets here either. It doesn't matter. Oh, wait, are they trying to build from like SCVs from the main base or something?
They might be.
Yeah, they're pulling from somewhere else.
Definitely from somewhere else. Other base going down. Winkle looking strong. Nice muta switch. Nice play as well. Vikings trying to come out and deal with it, but there's just too many mutas, and they're starting to get their upgrades as well. So now, does Ketrock have to deal with mutas often? I know we've seen Eris go mutas, right? And a couple of our Zergs do it, but
Yeah, he's really good versus mutas, whether it's
Usually pretty
humans or bots. Yeah, it's not an issue for him. Just the kiting of Vikings and kite back to missile turrets and doesn't really work. But anything works when you're this far ahead.
well, yeah, exactly. You're so far
It doesn't
behind,
really
it's kinda
matter.
doesn't matter. But if you were in a good spot, yeah, typically you've got enough turrets, enough stuff that you can really force the mutas away. So, well, nicely timed and just well executed. Winkle expanding very effectively and making sure he had a great economy to keep up with what Ketrock was trying to do economically. So had Ketrock been able to establish all those bases, it might have been just kind of a war of attrition then, because Winkle did have the entire left side of the map pretty much. And definitely could have been a little closer, but nicely played, nicely done. And that means the humans will technically win this best of 7, but we're not done. We're going to watch all the games.
Play it out. Yeah.
We're going to play it out. So don't go anywhere. We're not done. We've got, 2 more games? Yeah, 2 more games. Coming up, we've got Sharpened Edge and Eris still to see, going up against Grandmaster and then a Masters player. So a little bit more, a little bit good. And these games have been very wonderfully chosen by our production team because we had a lot of replays again. So thank you, everybody, for submitting your replays. And again, if you're a bot author and you want access to these replays, just send Drek a message. He will find a way to hook you up. Send KON a message, not Drek. Drek is too busy to be bothered by viewers like you. So he just told me in his ear he hates you all. Send it to KON, our PR guy, our behind the scenes production team, and he'll hook you up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have got 2 more matches Coming up next, Sharpened Edge, our Protoss bot. We were just talking about him a little bit earlier. And Theo, our Grandmaster Protoss. So a little... Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, yeah, they're both Protoss. So a little PvP going on here. Nice. We are getting to see a little bit of everything. And again, you can download these bots and play against them yourself. It's a lot easier this year, from what I've been told. We have a link in the chat, pinned in the chat. You can also find it on our website, I believe, and you can download any of these bots, all of these bots, and play against them. I believe it's just a big client. It's one client that you download, and then you can choose the bot that you want to play against. So yeah, and there's instructions, all that. It's a lot of fun. Go play them. But let's go ahead and check out our next game, our human Protoss versus our bot Protoss. Sharpened Edge versus Theo. Let's go. Is the human? I don't know. Human.
Human's the red one.
Yes.
Infees.
Sharpened Edge.
Isn't what is in Star Trek? What is Data's blood? Isn't it blue?
What?
What is it when doesn't Data have blue blood technically? Or what?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the
Yeah,
liquid
I
flowing
think
through him.
so.
Isn't it blue?
Yeah, I think it is. Yes.
I think it is. So the humans bleed red, the bots bleed blue. Staying true to lore.
That's the way it works.
I just finished watching Picard. Have you guys? Well, I know you don't
Oh,
like
yeah.
an Ender Sword.
I did. I liked. Yeah, I watched the first season. I haven't watched season 2 yet. I know it's just done.
Season
so-
2 started. Yeah, I won't give any spoilers in case anyone hasn't wants to watch. But season 2 started great and kind of was like,
Yeah.
towards the end. Yeah,
That's what I heard, but I'll give it a shot anyway. It was.
they could have spent
discovered-
way more time on Star Trek stuff and less time on people just like being sad around each other and having monologues about being sad. Anyway,
happened. Yeah, it was Picard season 1. I was okay with. It's Discovery that I didn't like after
yeah, I didn't like that at all.
season 2. I liked Lower Decks, the cartoon one.
Oh, I haven't seen that
It's
either.
not really, it is
It's
Star Trek,
parody,
but it's not. It's parody. It's funny.
Yeah.
No, that's not a serious show. There's one that just came out called New Horizons, the first episode.
Yeah, I
haven't
saw
watched
that.
it yet, but yeah, I heard that it's good. Did you watch it?
I might. We'll see. Yeah, it goes
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
Captain Pike. He was going to be the original captain before Kirk,
Yeah.
but then ousted.
Which
him.
I'll give it a try again. I'm fundamentally against the premise of a sci-fi thing going backwards.
You don't like
because
prequels?
That just seems like it was actually less bad, even though people don't necessarily love the Star Wars prequels. Star Wars technology doesn't change really. Like
Yeah.
there's no concept that this is better or more advanced. In Star Trek, it is. Things advance more. So why would I want a science fiction show and then go back 200 years?
Well, yeah, they did that with Enterprise with Captain
Yeah.
Archer, and I
Yeah,
thought
they-
that was pretty well done. Like it was weird sometimes, but
Yeah.
I thought it was still pretty cool.
I kind of liked it during the first season. It was
Yeah.
like a big deal if they could actually shoot and hit their target.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
our
I guess
phasers
if you're
can't
showing like
aim
maybe
yet.
the initial development, I guess.
Yeah,
I could get that.
the challenge, the
yeah.
struggle to get to that cool stuff.
Yeah.
Darn meatbags, that's right.
Mhm.
These darn meatbags beating our bots up. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out and watching. Got a lot of cool people hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying our matches here. And we do have, let's see what's going on here. On 2,000 atmospheres, we have got our bot here going for Immortals. A one base Immortal play, but also one base out of Theo. But he's just doing gateways. He doesn't have any other tech but gateways, does he?
Yeah, I don't
Interesting.
believe so.
Yeah, just three
Which
gate,
it
I guess,
may
three
work.
gate pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, it may work, but our bot is making Immortals and is on one base, so kind of going up to the ramp against the Protoss army supported with Immortals could be tough.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I don't see Theo busting up this ramp at all. Sharpened Edge is very good with this one base defense here.
Yeah, you can often do stuff with some bots though, like just lower them down the ramp. Or make
Oh,
them
that's
do
true. Trick him to come
make them
down.
do
And then,
dumb stuff. Yeah,
I
so
did
we'll
see a
what he
sentry.
does.
yeah, he's got one,
But
so
yeah.
we could force field the mortal down the
Yeah.
ramp. Yeah, okay. There's
Exactly.
potential.
So,
I won't knock it
there's
yet.
Ways. The longer I think though he waits, like you're gonna end up with like 2-3 immortals at the top of the ramp, and then it almost doesn't matter at that point if you force fielded them places or whatever.
All right, 2
He's
immortals.
kind of
He's,
missing a
he's
warp
getting a
prism,
warp
yeah.
prism as well, so that'll help if he does get locked out.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
could just pick up and go back
Yeah,
inside.
pick up and go in.
I like this expanding behind the attack. That's really good because if this should fail,
Yeah,
you can then
there
at
you go.
least turn this into just a contain.
Yeah,
And
I
just
think that
stop
may be what
them.
he's doing here. Okay.
Oh, here we go, big force field. Oh, he doesn't get the immortal quite, but he will get a couple stalkers. That's
yeah.
nice. Does he have one more force field? I think
So,
he's like
yeah, the
almost
prism
there.
here.
Yeah, okay, he's got enough for one more. Ooh,
Oh, he kinda
almost
does the
gets
same
another
thing, though.
immortal. Yeah, it'd be nice if he could get an immortal.
Yeah, if he had separated the 2 down and picked them off, this would have been
Oh, it would be over.
great. But
He might
yeah.
still be. He might still be able to get these 2 immortal. That's a lot of stock fire. Yeah, one goes down immediately. No pickup from the warp prism. Okay, second one does get saved and move to the high ground here. So now we're going to start seeing that fancy warp prism play. Oh, barely keeping some of these stalkers alive. They are going to start getting gunned down though. That immortal is the real secret. He needs to get that immortal shooting. Oh no!
Yeah.
It dies in the warp prism. Theo with some very nice control and patience, just waiting at the bottom of the ramp, and he will be able to just kill another immortal. Kind of like it just waddled down and boop.
Exactly. And
Goodbye,
our
immortal.
Protoss sharpened edge, unfortunately, with the opposite of patience.
Yep. If he had just been patient, he might have.
Yeah.
He might have been able to deal with that. But
Yeah.
It's
All right,
a terrible
well.
position to attack into, and he just kept doing it over and over again. It's unfortunate because he did have the better composition.
Well, and that's where we really see the difference. These bots have great micro and just phenomenal play, but sometimes the decision making is not grandmaster
I like these
level.
traps.
Yeah.
Was out the back door.
Doesn't matter.
I like the pros mineral walking through the stalkers like, oh, don't mind us. We're just going to go back to work. We're fine. Yep, that should do it. Theo will take the win, putting the humans up 5-1. Man, I was told that these were the closest games, and humans are just crushing right now.
Yeah. Oh well.
I mean, they are pretty close. Going up against grandmasters,
really
this is
close.
definitely the hardest
Yeah.
challenge our bots have ever been put up against. So
Yeah.
I'll give them that. I'll give them that much. But GG.
Indeed.
All right.
And we're gonna
We
get
got one more.
our last one.
Our potentially strongest bot, number 1 on the AI arena ladder, our season champion 2 seasons ago, going up against NegativeZero in our grand finals. After this, we have got Eris coming up, and he will be going up against XPA Terran.
Yep.
So we'll see what Eris can
I'll
do.
reveal now that this is the one that I lost to, and I have no idea how to beat it.
Well,
like-
you do that after the game, Ender
Yeah.
Sword. That's how spoilers.
Well, yeah.
No, it's
But I mean, well, we saw the other.
That's true.
ones.
We don't
This
know
is the
how
only
he's
one
gonna.
where-
Yeah,
I don't know if it, like him beating me has nothing to do with if it could
That's
be
true.
A
It doesn't have
a
anything to do with it,
grandmaster. Yeah.
That's a good point.
So
Well, let's
Yeah.
see what happens here. We'll see if Eris can take XPA or if the humans will close this out. Production said something, but I didn't hear what. Hopefully it wasn't important or to me. Well, let's go. Do it. I'm a liar. NegativeZero is not in the grand finals. I retract my statement. It is Eris versus Zoe. Thank you, production, for correcting me. I was looking at the upper bracket. Human.
Team Eris's.
Eris.
What do you want to see, Endersword?
I kind of want to see probably early aggression is the only way that a human's gonna win. I think Eris, if it gets out of control, is like just gonna be almost impossible. But I don't know.
We'll
I'd like to see how Eris does against early aggression too, with his really fast 3 hatcheries.
Yeah.
I'm still on the fence whether building 3 hatcheries this fast is like too greedy, or whether it's something that a bot can actually do. That this is only too greedy for a human.
I don't know.
Because I think he goes like hatchery, pool, hatchery, or something like that. Doesn't he take a gas geyser?
All right. Well, yeah, I'm excited. I hope we get to see some late gameplay. We were talking about Eris's late game earlier with Vipers and just its ability to control spellcasters and all the units at once. Really gets a little bit of everything by a certain point of the game, and can just crank out the proper response, the proper counter that it needs. Such a strong bot. Eris is so freaking good.
It is, and as pointed out in chat, it's so good that it flipped the score.
So good that Eris is now. Oh no, we're screwed. This is how the bots take over. I knew it.
Yeah, it's just coding error. So we now got bots up. There we go. All right.
5-1.
He
Almost.
still took a point, apparently. Yeah. That's weird. I guess it does let you. And it'd be best of 7, 5-1.
There we go.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Dude,
That's
sure.
the thing.
Why not?
I know. Come on, production's supposed to rig this so it's a little closer. What are you guys doing this year? Showing us
I know,
actual
right?
games? What the hell?
I know.
No, these are
It's
good. These are
whatever.
good actual games to see here. Because yeah, again, these are the toughest humans that these bots have ever had to go up against. Usually they're playing, bronze, anywhere from bronze to diamond. So to have so many GMs submit replays is really awesome. Thank you all for spending some time and playing against these bots. Again, it does really help the bot authors, and it helps just the growth of everything to be able to experiment and find out what's working, what's not, and how to make your bot better. And this is just one of those steps. So good job, everybody. Good work this year. I'm very proud of you. Humans are cheating. No, the bots were cheating. Can a bot cheat?
They might cheat. I think
I get-
bots only cheat.
Well, but is it cheating if they all can do the same thing?
They don't even move the mouse.
They don't need to.
I know.
How's that?
Cheating.
You could play StarCraft with a keyboard, couldn't you?
I guess so.
Kind of a
They
couple
don't
of
do
creep
that though
tumors.
either.
Yeah, that's good. Slowing down that creep spread is going to be really important. Eris is definitely one of the better creep spreaders out there, I would say. Can take over the entire map within a matter of 7 minutes sometimes. Like, at least her half of the map will be completely covered. So, we'll see.
And if you could choose on the early game, killing a creep tumor or killing a drone, I think I'd rather kill a fresh creep tumor.
Yeah?
Those
Oh, yeah,
initial
'cause
ones are so important to get the spread going.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, because then all of a sudden the queen then has to plant another one instead of being able to go back and transfuse or something. Or, what's it? Larva inject. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's, I could definitely see that being worth it. Well, Eris already getting to 3 bases right now, has a bit of a worker lead. And we'll see if these Hellions can make something happen here. A lot of Lings coming out, but this is a good Ling killing squad. It's a nice little opening out of XPA. Pretty standard Terran opening, I'd say.
Bases are not connected by creep either, so getting queens
that
up
could
to
be
the third, which is important to defend this, is not going to be possible.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, there's just one queen there, so she will definitely be a bit vulnerable for some time.
Well, it
Eris
is
making the
spotted,
Baneling nest. Yes. Huh?
It's spotted by the Zerglings.
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah, here we go.
they're tracking it.
All right, playing cautiously. I like that. XPA doesn't want to get trapped or surrounded and lose all these units. Wants to be able to trade as effectively as possible and keep Eris from just taking over the world here. It needs to slow Eris down. If he could keep Eris on 3 bases, that would be impressive.
Yeah. And I think that is definitely key. The Eris already trying for the 4th.
Yep.
But yeah, but we've often seen this kind of fail with the bots against Eris, where people go for the harassment and they get some stuff done. It's just nowhere near what Eris is adding on.
Yeah.
And then these harassment units are like kind of useless later.
Yeah, I can see that. Because against a bunch of Banelings with speed, the Hellions, depending on. No, I guess he's stopping. I thought he would build a few more
You get
Hellions.
very, not enough of them.
Yeah, it's
And
not enough
Eris,
to deal with that
like
many.
you said, adding in the Banelings.
The speed on the way. All right, we'll see how XPA's splits are. We'll see if he can maybe get into a nice choke, maybe stop these Banelings from doing too much damage. He's making a lot of Marines with stim, though, so that makes me a little bit nervous. Needs to get that combat shield out ASAP. He wants to stand a chance, I think. There's going to be a lot of Banelings, Undersword.
There
A
will be.
lot of
I think
Banelings.
you're right. individual.
You know what? That actually might be scarier than a lurker, a baneling.
Yeah.
Because
Might
even if you kill
See
it,
it
it
coming.
still explodes in your face and splashes you with acid.
It's true.
That might be scarier than a lurker. How you doing, Ketrock? You got quiet all of a sudden. Just
Just
observing.
contemplating.
Waiting for gaps.
We do talk a lot. Fair enough.
Well done.
Oh, what is this queen doing? Off the
Yeah.
creep
Blew
gets
off.
picked off. All right, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
good.
getting a lot of the fresh creep tumors as well. So the creep spread is not where it should be for Eris. It's where it should be for a human, but I'm
Yeah.
used to seeing Eris having more than half the map at this point. And that would be really nice if he did because of the bailings he's going for. Speed bailings on creep is very hard for anyone to deal with.
Yeah, off creep might give XPA a chance here to be able to deal with it effectively. Doesn't have any splash other than the Hellions, though. I wouldn't mind seeing a tank or two mixed in.
What's going on at the 9 o'clock position there? Is that 2 hatcheries or is that a large army or
Yeah,
a large army?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's just a bunch of banelings. Whole lot of banelings. All right, a little skirmish just kind of happening everywhere. Nice little push in with Marines here, cleaning up more creep. This is awesome. XPA staying very active at cleaning up those creep tumors and really slowing Eris down. Yeah, kind of to your point. Eris should have half the map covered in creep typically at this point, and it's still pretty fierce. There's still a lot of creep out there, but XPA is doing a fine job at keeping it at bay here.
Mhm.
Can he deal with the Hydras and Infester combo though? Here come all those later
Yeah.
game units that Eris can really just
Yeah, that's
work
it. We're
magic
getting that
with.
late game explosion, or at least mid game explosion, and I think
Yeah.
that's where it just kind of goes haywire. And
I love
Eris
how-
will approach the maxed out army soon, and we'll
3 of these Marines are not like the others.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
That
I
was
didn't even
something I
see
found annoying as well. It just very consistently puts changelings in.
Ooh, good pickup. Gets out of there with what he can, but I loved how Eris was just waiting until the right time. Even with the Marines pushing on creep, killing some tumors, Eris just kind of kept pulling back a little bit, waiting, and then just boom, pounced when the moment was right.
Yeah, I feel like time is on the side of Eris here.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
for sure.
longer it goes on, the more this gigantic economy is kicking in. Not even a 4th command center on the way for Terran, so he really needs to get on the offense.
Yeah, and Eris is really making him pay to try and expand. Like there's the birdlings everywhere. There's just lings constantly going in harassing in tiny groups of even one, and just being really, really obnoxious.
And here comes the push now, though.
Yeah.
I hope he notices they has a medevac full of units.
Oh yeah.
I want to see 2v2
Yeah, there we go.
still. I want to get our working with our bots, humans that can play 2v2. I want to see Eris and Zoe on the same team versus 2 humans.
It would be nice. They kind of shelled in the idea of being able to play any sort of game type with the API, but unfortunately it got limited to 1v1.
Yeah. Man, that would be so cool to do team games. Anyway, here we go.
Really good
Widow
spread
mines
out,
are
but
set
check
up.
out this flank.
Yeah. Eris coming in with just a portion
Ooh.
of units, gets a decent explosion there. Loses a lot of banelings in the process, though. And a
No,
nice
yeah, he
close
got
lead.
wailed by those Widow Mines. One Widow Mine killed
Yeah.
about 9 banelings.
All right, here we go. More coming in. That wasn't even a fraction of Eris's army, though. Eris has a lot more where that came from. Really smart, just sending in a little bits at a time so the Widow Mines don't just kill absolutely everything. I think that's a good call from Eris. But this is still coming forward. XBA still
Yeah.
pushing through.
Yeah, it's
Still
going to be tough
coming.
with all the bailings kind of failing there.
Oh, a whiff of a
Whiff of a
fungal gets
fungal.
one Viking. Yeah, and a Marine maybe. So nice spreading and splitting. XPA fighting his heart out right now. And now he's going to stim in and try to do some damage. There are still some fungals, I think. Is there one? Yeah, there it is. Juicy fungal. Should be
I
able to
just
get
did
another.
good work on
Ooh.
the Widow Mines as well, knocking out almost all of them.
Finland comes in and finishes it off here. So a great attack, but an even better hold out of Eris. Does manage to push it back. Wow, this is just explosive. Oh, that Zergling. I feel like that
We're going
Zergling's
on a
been there.
all game.
Yeah, he's been there like forever. And he just runs away every time the Marines get close. Pesky little guy. He's good at staying alive. Yeah, these little Zergling counters are just
It's really
frustrating.
not-
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just one or
they-
two. So
Yeah, none of them would be worth like a human's time to pay attention, but it's good. Yeah, when you don't have to devote resources to
well,
it.
because yeah, the Zergling can poke and poke until something comes. It's like, okay, I'll pull back, and then just go right back in once the threat leaves, and it's just non-stop harass that unless you kill it, it will always come back and just annoy the hell out of you. Baneling drops! There it is! Boom! Gets a nice amount of workers here. Well, a decent amount. That's pretty good.
Oh, what is this?
I don't
Gigantic.
know what he's trying to do here. This
Little
is
drop here.
This is risking a lot.
I guess
of
4
medevacs
medevacs, but there's
for-
only 1.5 worth of units.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to split one off and start working on this base here. Eris is going across for a counter, so nothing coming home really to defend. Okay, a couple of Hydras, but might lose a lot of workers here as Eris starts to try to break through. There is 1 or 2 tanks here. Oh, there's those lurkers. Oh, geez.
Yeah. Yeah, once he's got the
Correct.
lurker, viper, fungals, like everything, this is now, I don't even know what you do.
You just have to, well, you can just micro them so well. It's just so hard to deal with. XBA's doing a fine job, though,
Yeah.
dodging fungals and doing his best to hold this off, but he is down now by about 50% army supply. So that it might just be too much now with Eris taking over.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, good attempts.
This is what I felt like when I played against Eris. You just feel like you get
You're just
overwhelmed on 4 bases. It's like I want to take a 5th, but I can't even deal with the non-stop pressure that's coming. Oh my gosh!
Just
Another
from
gigantic
everywhere.
Widow Mine hit. We did want
Wow.
to see Bailings out of Eris, but Bailings have not been going well for him this game.
The Baneling drop was pretty good, though. He's gotten a few
that was
decent little hits, too. He's killed some Widow Mines. But yeah, it's definitely been in favor of the Widow Mines. All in all, Eris is too strong and will take the game, putting the bots up one more. Doesn't win the series, but wow. Eris is looking like unbeatable. Did anybody beat Eris?
I didn't, so I don't know. Somebody might have.
On their, I
Yes,
should say, did anybody beat Eris
yeah.
on their first game? That's
Yeah,
what-
that's the big thing. And I'll admit, I even tried to play Eris. I submitted the first one, but I tried to play it 3 or 4 times and no progress. Like,
wow.
like very difficult to do.
Well, good job, Eris. You have got a strong bot here, looking like the strongest we have ever seen against the humans. So
Yeah.
this is every year, you know, we get just a little bit closer to the bots taking control and taking
That's
over.
it. Yeah, I think we've
Just a little bit
generally
closer.
given like the assessment in the past of like where your best spot's at, and I think previously I've always said kind of like diamondish range. I
Mm-hmm.
think we've now kind of really pushed into the high masters.
Eris is easily
Yeah,
high masters, if not grandmasters player
Yeah.
level. That was a master player that we just saw Eris against, though, so it could definitely lose against GM.
He looked pretty good. Like that looked like a pretty strong master.
That was solid. That was a
Yeah,
very
so
strong
that's
attack,
definitely a
very
high master.
great micro, phenomenal pullbacks, dodging, fungals, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, no, phenomenal play there out of our human. All right, well, that was our humans versus bot show match. What'd you guys think? Pretty fun? Pretty good? Good experience?
Quite good. Quite good.
Yeah,
think,
I mean,
yeah.
pretty one-sided for the humans, but at the same time, a Grandmaster and a Master League player both lost to bots. So
Yeah.
the
And
progress
even
is
our other
getting right there.
grandmasters, definitely, if they had made even just one little mistake, could have turned the tide for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our grand finals. Unless you have any more thoughts on that before we move on.
It'd be interesting. I'd like to at some point, and now that maybe we have this better like player kind of making things more accessible, it would be cool to get like just a lot of these replays and get a sense from people. And someone had said once the idea of like having the thing auto collect the replays instead of someone voluntarily sending it in.
That'd
And
be cool.
I think if we just had something set up for that, it would be cool to just get hundreds of them and like really see where people are at.
That would
Yeah, I
be
think auto-collecting replays and randomizing the bot you're playing against.
Yeah, that
Would be
be really
great.
good too. Yeah.
that would make it a challenge for sure. All right, well, hopefully you all had fun. Again, if you want to play against the bots yourself, we've got a link pinned right in the chat, and you can also get it from our website. And go download and play against the bots. And you can even, if you love a bot so much, you're like, hey, I had this epic game. I want to send the author that replay so they can, you know, maybe see if they want it. I'm sure some of these authors appreciate these replays. So, all right, it is time, everybody. Your patience has brought you here. 7 long weeks have brought us here to our grand finals, our best of 7, where only one bot will walk away with that grand prize of $100. Second, third, and fourth place do get prize money as well. So congratulations to our third and fourth place bots. for getting there. It was Dominion Dog in 4th, right? And NegativeZero in 3rd. So
That's right.
congratulations to you two. But now it is time to decide who our top Zerg of the year is of the season 1. We've got Eris and Zoe, arguably the best Zergs we've ever seen in ProBots or in any bot scene to date. And we'll see if they can go toe-to-toe and how this will pan out. I believe we're ready. My thing says soon, so we're just going to go. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait. Hold up. I'm being told to wait. Do you guys want to? I don't need a break. Do you guys want a break?
I'm good.
I'm good.
go
We'll give you all like 10-second break here. Go get your drink. Go get a snack. Do what you got to do. Or you can just pause the stream and replay it. YouTube is great like that. But we're going to go ahead and dive into this. Our grand finals here. The end of season 1. Eris with a 1-game lead in this best of 7 as he did not drop a single map, a single series, let alone a single map throughout this entire tournament. And we'll see how Zoe can do against her. Let's go.
Yeah, at least 3.
Team Eris's
One match and
Soup Catchers.
and 1 game to negative.
Zoe.
Soup Catchers.
Zoe.
Was that it? Was that the intros? Are we done? Okay. I was looking at the bracket here. So Zoe and Eris did face each other just a couple weeks ago. And Eris took the 2-0 over Zoe. But didn't we... Was that the last update, though? I think that was the last update week when Eris beat Zoe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, Zoe only dropped that series and then lost 1 match to Dominion Dog in our loser round grand finals last week to bring her into 3rd place. So we'll see what happens here. This could definitely go either way when you get to a best of 7 with these type of bots. This could go back and forth. We could get my final ace match. Man, if I could get an ace match in the grand finals,
You'd be
I would
so
just
happy.
I'd be so happy.
It'd be the most rare too in a best of 7 to get the ace match.
Yeah. Well, we had it, didn't last season. I think we just had an ace match for our grand finals, didn't we? It was either that or the season right before it.
Yeah, there was one that was close. Because I think it was someone got up and then it was almost like a reverse all kill.
Yeah. No, it was pretty epic. So anyway, we'll see what happens here. Are we all? We can all cast this. Ketrock, you still here, right?
Is it?
Or are we just doing 2-person cast? How are we doing this? How do you
we
guys
had
want to do
We
this?
had them penciled
I'm
in.
around.
So if you,
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, no, I like the 3-person cast. I don't want anyone to get left
good
out.
for the finals. Yeah,
And for the first time, Ketrock isn't casting his own bot, so
that's true. That's easier.
good. Cast something a little different here. A little ZVZ. Hopefully you all like Zerg versus Zerg, and hopefully you like Words of Attrition. I have a feeling this is going to be messy. A lot of dead Zerg here is my prediction. Yeah, good luck. Mind Me says he won't understand any of this game.
It was,
Roche Warren go
it
Burr.
was 2 years ago, but it was Tier versus Spiny was 4-3 in the final.
Ah, okay.
And we also had a year before that Sharpened Edge versus Three-Way Lever was also 4-3.
Okay, so we've had some ace matches for
So we've
sure
had
in our
we've had
finals,
2. Yeah.
but not in a while.
But
Okay, I thought we had one
most of them
recently.
are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 of the finals out of 10 have been 3-0, 4-0.
Okay. What was last season? Oh yeah, 4-0 last season. Damn. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. Definitely a lot of clean sweeps this season. And we'll see if Eris can just seal the deal here, or if Zoe. I've got some hope in Zoe. I think these bots are going to play very closely for at least a good portion of this game. But Ketrock was kind of saying he thinks Eris has a better late game than Zoe. So if
Yeah.
it comes to that, Zoe might be in trouble.
Yeah, I kind of have that impression too, and I think that played out a bit in their first matchup in the upper bracket.
Mhm.
That they both had a very similar early to mid game, and then just Eris was just that like 5-10% more on the ball, and then that compounds into
Well, in a
lot.
mirror matchup, especially if something starts tipping in one bot's favor, you can't just keep doing the same thing, or you will be perpetually behind. There needs to be like a big switch up or a big counter, or just catch them off guard. Something drastic kind of needs to happen. So we'll see. I like the quick burrow out of Eris. I thought Zoe might be getting a sooner burrow, but Eris going for that roach play much sooner. But Zoe with a good economy here. Both bots actually, dead even economy. Yeah, this is just super even. Very passive to start. A lot more passive than I thought. I thought we would at least see some Zerglings poking or scouting or trying to get it, but no, just both bots
if I
doing their thing.
remember again, they kind of didn't start to get aggressive till the Roach Ravager stage.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Zoe in the original matchup that was always trying to be the aggressor, getting into mineral lines and stuff on some of the outlying bases, and then Eris really tends to play like a zone defense, throughout the early game.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, just playing pretty passive here. Oh, all right. Well, upgrades coming down already. Eris choosing ranged attack, while Zoe going for the armor. Which do you think more beneficial? I would say armor, right? Especially if you're going roaches and that kind of thing. You want to be able to take a few more hits.
I probably. I guess it depends what you're planning to run into. If you armor, definitely if you think there's any chance of mutas being around. But then, I don't know. I don't know. They don't really do anything for, say, the Ravager hits, but they'd be good against Lings.
Or even Hydras. Take a little extra from Hydra. Yeah, we'll see how it pans out.
Ultimately, they'll probably both get both, but...
Yeah, there's armor already for Eris. We'll see if Zoe can... does Zoe have 1 or 2 Evo chambers, though? Zoe might only have the 1. Oh, no, there it is.
No,
+1 range.
Yeah.
So they're both both really doing a very similar thing, just slightly different, in slightly different orders and that kind of thing. Zoe has a huge army advantage at the moment. Well, it was huge, but now it's starting to tighten now with a few more units coming out, but still has the army advantage. And we'll see, maybe can start putting on some pressure and forcing Eris to stop making drones, because Eris is up on drones by a good amount right now. All right, here we go. Let the games begin. Let the Zerg bloodbath commence. I have a feeling from this point it's going to just be back and forth, and we're going to see a lot of flashing lights on that mini map.
Yeah, I think you will too. And they're the nice burrows. Yeah.
Zoe immediately realized that attack was a bad idea. As soon as he saw the Eris army, he's like, "Yep, I'm out of here." Unfortunately, losing some roaches on the way out.
Can burrow, though. No detection here just yet, so roaches are going to be able to stay alive. Zoe loving the underground units. I think it's great. This is going to... I would love to see just a giant roach burrow battle right now. We'll see if that happens. Ooh, the Ravagers make that a little bit trickier, though, because they can bile. Now, do the Ravagers remember where a roach burrowed, typically, is the question.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think if they know, I don't know how long it remembers it. I think someone said, like, it knows where it was, but then it may not hold on to that information for very long.
Yeah.
For Ravagers specifically, that would be like really powerful with bots. Yeah. You could even like remember where you last saw creep tumors and just kind of want to bile as you walk by.
Yeah, that would be really nice. A lot of overseers here, so the burrow play still helpful. In a sense, you can use it to heal and pull back even, but the detection's going to nullify it quite a bit. I think are both bots getting infestors? No, just Zoe going for the infestor play. Eris opting for Spire once more.
Yeah.
I guess going into mutas or something.
Yeah, pulling Eris all the way back into his main base, which means his attack at the 3rd could work out well.
That's nice.
Taking a while to get in there. There it goes.
Zoe's actually up on workers right now. That's nice.
He is, and I'm curious if he's fixed any of this. But if you remember in the first series weeks ago, Zoe went up to like 98 workers or something, and it kind of ate into the ability to have a full army.
He's making more now, 5 more on the way, so we're getting up to almost that 90 points. So actually, a little counterattack from Eris to kill some workers might be good, and let Zoe make a little bit more army supply. Because as we're getting close to that maxed out point, yeah, the army supply will be a little bit lacking. But we'll see how the trades start to go here.
Yeah.
And these circling
the
run bys
movement.
just kill nothing when they can burrow out all their units.
Yeah.
Every time they find a drone, it's like burrow, burrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as it keeps the Roach alive.
I feel like he's got map control though, like pretty well, and he's gonna
Zoe?
get that base. Yeah.
Yeah, Zoe definitely does.
Like Eris definitely has. If there was an engagement force, will win the fight. But so far, Zoe's been avoiding engaging.
Yeah,
And,
Zoe's doing a good job at just kind of poking on this side, poking where there's openings and keeping Eris busy and back. Because I see a lot more attacks going on in Eris's bases than I do in Zoe's.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, we'll see how helpful that is. Again, a huge worker count for Zoe could be detrimental if Eris takes that one big engagement, like you were saying, and just
'Cause
crushes
here
through.
we're at that. Yeah, we're at that
Yep.
supply limit now, and we got 94 to only 100 supply of our army. Whereas Eris is actually tapering back, so it may be because she's lost some of the workers anyway. Usually you have a Zerg at like 82, something like that. But yeah, extra in the army supply means that this fight is definitely a lot better.
Wow, just Roach Ravager, Acid, and Biles everywhere right now. The Biles are forcing Eris back. I don't think there's been any huge connections just yet. Some really nice dodging of those Biles so far.
It was actually hilarious how there was no connections.
Yeah.
Was there
There's
none? Yeah, I
gigantic
didn't
flight
see-
and Biles everywhere, and not a single one landed because of the micro.
These mutas haven't been too effective yet. They couldn't engage with that main army because there's too many Hydras in. There's spores and good queen placement here, so they haven't really gotten a lot done.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna be able
Eris's
to bust through
mutas
that.
often have been like quite instrumental, but in this game, I don't feel they're doing a lot.
Zoe with a nice Zergling counter attack as well is going to be able to get the queen, forcing a burrow on all those workers. A lot of lost mining time.
Oh,
Oh, wow,
good
there's
choke.
some Ravager hits.
Yeah, trying
Finally.
to get through this choke like in a very ill-advised way.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, is Zoe going to be able to do this? Zoe,
There's
it's
like
actually
dead even,
dead even
Yeah,
now. Eris
yeah.
built more workers, so
and more bases for Zoe.
again, yeah. As I predicted, there's just little flashing everywhere.
Yeah,
on the
everywhere.
minimap right now. Attacks going on everywhere, even if it's just a Zergling poking at something. Just a lot of action going on. And yeah, the Muta's not doing what they usually do. They have not been very helpful this time around. So a bit of a waste of supply almost this time for Eris, which could be giving Zoe that edge, even though Zoe's a little bit down on army supply. If 20 of that's in Mutalisks that aren't doing anything, then,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
All
there's
right.
always stuff flashing on the map. The mutas are
yeah, they're poking.
kind
They're
of like
trying.
doing the role of the Zergling, where they're just kind of poking at things here and there. As long as they stay alive, which is the
That
important
doesn't
part.
matter. Like we saw that against the humans do kind of, it's hard to keep up as a human with that much. But do the bots really have that much trouble dealing with? I guess it depends on the bot.
Yeah.
Zoe doesn't seem to be having trouble with it too much.
Can't ignore it. You can't send your whole army at it.
Yeah, it's important not to send your whole army.
And whether you send your army or not, you usually
Ooh,
can't kill it
nice.
because mutas are fast.
Files
So
get
I
some
think
overspears.
we're gonna have a timing shift here in a bit. The Greater Spire has just finished on Eris's side,
Oh snap!
and if she can get out, first of all, like corruptors, and then kind of switch them over, it could just change the whole course of the game. But there's still some time before that can happen.
There's even lurker upgrades coming down
Yeah.
for Eris. Eris is going to have just a little bit of everything. 4 lurkers in production. There's a couple corruptors. Yeah.
Yeah, Eris almost needs some units to die now to make room for this switch. And I think these are going to die as they get surrounded.
Yeah, this could absolutely
no.
topple in either way, either bot's favor at this point in time still. But Broodlords can come out. I could see that really starting to mess with Zoe and make these engagements hard. Because she doesn't have a ton of Hydra. She actually does have a lot of Hydras.
Yeah, it's something, though, that I don't know if, like, you encounter it so
wild.
rarely that do bots put much effort into being like, here's how to deal with Broodlords and Broodlings and, whatever? Or is it just going to treat them like normal units and not really make a distinction?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and then in that case, it would depend on how they engage. What's that?
I suspect that most Zergs don't plan for late game ZVZ because I don't even think I've ever seen a hive in a ZVZ before in bot
Really?
matches.
Yeah.
Usually it's both sides make a bunch of roaches and someone wins. And
Yeah, we always see Eris go for it, but it never actually gets there.
Or
And
mid-game,
this time
yeah.
it's gonna finally get there.
Yeah, first Broodlords are finishing up right now. I'm assuming they're a little more on Eris' side of things. Zoe is starting to falter a little bit, it seems like. It's starting to lose some ground. Eris really feels like
Yeah, I
Eris
think,
has turned this into map control of her favor.
Yeah, I think the lurkers really help shift the tide.
Yeah, they zone out
for
really
one
well.
thing. Yeah. And we'll
No.
see where are the Broodlords. So they're with the army now,
They're there.
but there's only a few.
There's just not enough anti-air there. I think there needs to be corruptors out to deal with the Broodlords at this point in time. Hydras aren't going to be able to cut it because they're busy fighting roaches. They're busy fighting other Hydras.
Yeah.
Oh man, Zoe was looking so strong, but it's starting to crumple here, kind of to that point that Ketrock had, where Eris's late game is just so freaking strong. Yeah, I think Eris is broken through. All right, the supply is still way up there for Zoe, but Eris is just in a dominant position. There's no answer for the Broodlords. They're untouched. Oh, actually,
there's
as I
an
say that,
arrow.
one gets
Yeah.
stolen. One
Yeah.
gets converted to the
Arrow
other
is
side.
good.
Well, actually, and then it got killed by, I
By
think
his
his own unit,
corruptors.
by Eris's own unit. So
Yeah.
that's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. But yeah, we're getting the crush here now. It looked really
That's
good.
it.
Like this was definitely the most promising game for Zoe that we saw against Eris.
That was close for a long
Yeah.
time here, and even in Zoe was taking over the map. Zoe had control. It felt
Yeah.
like for a little bit, but
But we've often said that about Eris, which is like in a lot of games, Eris looks in the mid game as if she's gonna lose. But then
it comes
there's
back.
always the wheels turning behind to tech up. And Eris does in a lot of games against Terran even as well, let you on the creep, let you come attack a third, let you come whatever, and just
Very
holds it
patient.
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about being patient. You gotta wait.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. That's it. Game number, technically game number 1, but Eris will be up now. 2-0, unless this can, like I say, unless this can
Lurkers
run.
and
Those
fungals.
fungals are so good.
It's not gonna happen now. Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Yeah, Broodlord
Wow.
shelling away. So Eris goes up 2-0, and Zoe looking promising. Maybe just needs to somehow end the game a little bit sooner before you can get into this late game Broodlord infester shenanigans. Because boy, that is strong stuff. How do you even beat Eris these days? Can you even? Have we finally unleashed the ultimate bot?
Possible.
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 I keep imagining there has to be a point, right, where the bots just can't get any better, where it can't be beat, where its micro is
yeah.
perfect, where its decision making is good enough that it can hold any attack, right? Like, I don't know. If anything were to break the game of StarCraft and its balance, it would be a bot.
Yeah, well, that's what I was always thinking with Alpha Star, that we might see something brand new that, like, totally changes the game. Because you get that a lot in things like Chess and Go and whatever. But I don't think so far we've seen things that only bots can do. So like the speed mining and stuff is really good. But I think there's still a lot of room to make the bots better. Like there will be a point at which they're basically killing everyone, but they're still not great at like a few key things like prioritization of targets and stuff like that, and like really figuring out the difference between like survivability and on something and whatever. Like I don't think the bots they're not yet objective focused, so they aren't able to think of like, I'm going to go in, kill the natural and retreat. Like, I don't think anyone's doing that yet.
I see what you're saying.
So
They just attack,
so
and
I
if it
think
works,
there's a
you keep
lot-
attacking.
yeah.
If it fails, you just fall
Yeah.
back. Yeah, it's not
yeah,
a specific
there's not
plan.
like, so I think there's a lot of room for people to build that in. So
Well, there are
there's
bots that
years-
do timings like that a little bit, though, right? I'm trying to remember
yeah.
who it was. Somebody has a specific like third base attack,
Mhm.
and then they pull back. I just
There's
remember that.
specific. I guess it's the difference between specifically programmed timings. You could do that and say, go kill this objective and whatever.
Yeah,
but
but to
to-
be able to
But
make
to
that decision.
decide to
Yeah.
to say like, okay, he's got 4 bases now, so if I killed the 3rd, then I could do this. Like nobody's there yet. I think
Not
there's
quite.
room for that. Yeah,
For sure. Well, these bots are getting a lot more adaptive, a lot more responsive to what they see. You know, as far as the tables we were talking about earlier, how they choose. Oh, okay, I see this, build this in response, kind of thing. So, excuse me.
Now the Tinder bot's back, and it has clear objectives.
Yeah,
I think
that's why I thought we banned that already. All right, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2/3. Eris is up 2-0 in this best of 7. Just needs 2 more wins. Zoe, with quite a challenge ahead of her, needs to start coming back here if she wants to have a chance. Well, let's find out who wins. Game number 3. Let's go.
Team Eris's.
Eris.
Soup catchers.
Zoe.
All right. I'm hopeful that Zoe will be able to take a mid game here on Curious Minds. This is a little bit smaller of a map. A little less favored for air units, I think, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
it's still kind of spread out though, which is nice for air units.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
like
true.
you have a cluster of bases. I think a map like Blackburn, where you both spawn in the bottom and kind of
Yeah.
attack on one path, doesn't leave much option for the air.
Well, we'll see. Thank you all again for being here. This has been an awesome finals. This has been definitely one of our best seasons to date. So go back and watch some of the videos of these bots duking it out throughout the season. We had some phenomenal matches with Eris, with Zoe, with just a lot of our bots this season. So good stuff. Good stuff. How you doing, chat? Y'all with us still? You enjoying the finals, or did y'all tune out after the humans versus bots? That is my most exciting part, honestly. I love the humans versus bots match. But we thank
It
you all
is
for
fun.
sticking around here. No, this is fun too. This is awesome. See these bots go up against each other. And don't forget, we'll be doing more of this throughout the year. This is only season 1. We've got 2 more seasons, so make sure you check out our forum and stay up to date with everything going on here.
Yeah.
Lots of action here. And even over at the AIarena.net on the ladder there, always some bot action going on
Indeed.
where you
And
can see
if
these two.
I don't know who updates it, but if someone can update the prediction brackets, I think we've got a winner.
What? Oh,
The the
yeah.
prediction brackets. So
forgot
we'll
about that.
Look at those at the very end. I think we got a winner, but I want to see it's not updated today. So, yeah.
It's potential score, potential. Oh,
you
yeah.
see who I'm
It's going to
talking
be a
about?
close one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
So there currently 2 people are tied, but someone has a better potential score.
Yeah, and I think he's got everything right. So, well, get that updated. We'll confirm.
Wait, who did he pick to win though?
The
Okay,
top
so
3
yeah.
all picked. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they all picked Eris to win. So very cool. Yeah, we did our prediction brackets this year as well. Check that out. Next season we'll be doing it at the start of the season. Basically a little fantasy bracket type thing where you can fill it out and predict who you think's gonna win. Yeah, this was definitely the hardest season for
was,
people
yeah.
to predict. Everybody was getting things wrong left and right. So
Yeah, I think last season everyone was like 90% right. And this
Yeah.
was a mess.
big mess. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So thanks to everybody who participated in that. All right, so things are shaping up. We're going to kind of have a little bit of a slow start as both these bots get their macro going, both more macro-oriented Zerg, which is nice. I like it because then, you get a little bit of a slow start here, but it really builds up for an explosive, just non-stop mid-game to late game. Yeah. Ooh, nice little scat. Zergling's doing a good job poking around. We're going to see that Roach Warren. Yep. Both bots doing similar things here, but Eris really has that burrow down much earlier than Zoe. But does that really come into effect? I guess if you're protecting your mineral line or something, it can really be helpful.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have it out earlier, I suppose.
Well, and we saw that kind of play into the last game.
Yeah.
That he just kept going for them and they duck under.
Maybe. That's what I would do if
Yeah.
I could burrow underground to save my hell yeah.
Now, if both Zergs have burrow, shouldn't they be able to fight under there?
Poking fight underground.
Yeah. Like if their drone burrows, you burrow your lings and still go after it.
Yeah.
What's this Widowmine doing here?
What? Is there a Widowmine?
Underground, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, where? Like as part of the terrain?
Well, nowhere here. No.
Oh, gotcha. I thought there was like a Widowmine in the terrain, like as a
That would be
doodad or
cool.
something. I was
There
like,
should
what?
be like neutral.
Yeah.
There's
Neutral
so much more
Widowmines.
they could do with neutral stuff. Like, yeah.
I loved the neutral turrets. I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah.
Do you know when Zerg units burrow, there's actually an animation for them? Like they're actually underground.
Yeah.
You just can't see them.
That's us.
Like it's not like they disappear. If you actually like,
Yeah,
if you
the
could change the
units
view of the camera and to underground, you can see an
You just
Ultralist
see 'em
hanging out
scooting.
underground.
Awesome.
Makes sense.
Here comes a
It
little
would be
Zergling
neat if
pack.
there was another mechanic someone could throw in on a map. If you could burrow on an upper platform and fall to a lower one.
That would be
Because I
funny.
think at some point they expanded the number of planes, right?
Oh yeah, now you can have a ton
Yeah.
of levels, different levels. All right,
there
Zergling's trying to
you
get
go.
something, but they don't really get a lot. What did we?
Zoe knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, underground units, fun.
Yeah.
She can hear it. The bots are
Yeah,
sentient.
that's,
This
now
Bridget-
that's cheating, is listening to the casters in the middle of a game.
Come on, Zoe.
You're not allowed to do that.
All right, if you had to be, so assume you're a bot. You remember the old Transformer toy? That turn, like one was a leg, one was an arm. Which part would you be? I've been meaning to ask this all day. Would you want to
Like
be
which
left
part
leg,
of the
right leg?
body?
Yeah. Which part of the body would you want to be?
Left arm.
You want to be left arm?
Usually like a gun or something, like a big cannon or something will be attached to it.
Imagine just being the foot. You just your
Yeah.
goal is to just stomp on the ground all the time. That's
Yeah.
it.
No one's ever the torso. I'm gonna be the torso.
There
It's
you
always
go.
the head, the
Nice.
arms, and the legs, and then
That's
just for
pretty
some
good.
reason that makes a bot, even though there's no body.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there's that burrow. Yeah, keeping those drones safe, and you can see them all on burrow. Get back to work, which is nice. So good holds out of Zoe here. She's really dealing with this pressure pretty well here. It's down a little bit on supply, but not too drastically. Oh, there we go. Was that a bird roach? Yeah, Zoe knows.
It was,
it's
yeah.
there. Zoe's watching. Oh, gets her own queen a little bit. That's all right. See, now we need the follow-up biles though on those.
Yeah.
Is all. All right, another little skirmish here. Zoe a little bit
double.
outgunned. Needs to maybe pull back and
Yeah.
save
We
some
did see a
Ravagers.
double bile there on a burrow dredge.
That was nice.
But yeah, you're right. Like this game, just the whole army supply and everything is the opposite. That it was Zoe that was ahead in the last game through a lot of it, and we're just not getting that here. It's just not
think-
finding the good angles of attack.
Yeah, Zoe's really down on army supply right now, but they haven't lost that much. So I guess Zoe's just really focusing more on tech and macro at the moment than Eris is, right?
Yeah.
Seems that way. It's gonna get some tumors.
There's a really annoying burrowed unit in the 3 o'clock base of Zoe. Not only does he keep popping up and killing things, but he also comes over and shoots Ravager biles at it and destroys his own
Was
drones.
it the one by the gas right there?
Just
I
the one
think
in the middle, yeah.
There he was right there. Oh yeah, there you look at him. pesky. Well, it's a nice play out of Eris. Really good harassment. Keeping Zoe distracted and busy, but another good counterattack. Zoe finding some decent openings here, but a good burrow will keep all these drones alive by the looks of it.
Yeah, that wasn't doing much last game either, but he was doing it so often that it was actually interrupting the mining of Eris. Because his drones were just, half the time, were just burrowed.
It does slow mining down, that's true. So even if you get a couple lings in there, it's pretty much worth it. Yeah, God, this roach is just whack-a-mole right now, popping up and down.
Ooh, a lot of Zerglings going down there, and a bunch more getting trapped.
Ooh, this is looking a little scary. Eris has a big army right now. So he's keeping her busy, but if Eris decides all of a sudden to push across, we're going to need to see a big swell of units out of Zoe. We do see a lot of Zerglings on the way, and Fester's about to pop with extra energy as well. Or actually, they pop right before the upgrade. One of them finishes before the upgrade, but that's all right. So we could get some major fungals here. Zoe a little bit trapped inside of her own mineral line. Not the best position. Lurkers need to burrow.
We saw this before, too, where there was this weird retreating behavior.
Yeah, it doesn't want to attack. Doesn't have enough army supply.
Yeah, it just needs to get those lurkers burrowed, though. They're just derping. Oh, that's unfortunate. And this might be the tipping point. Eris just bullying Zoe up against the wall right now. He's going to be able to kill so much army supply. Yeah. Zoe's in trouble. Nice little counterattack. I got to say, the counterattacks are persistent and nice out of Zoe, but it's just not enough.
Yeah. Just got cornered there when he was trying to run away. And they got stuck in that logic of, like, even though it was a good place to fight because the hatchery was going to absorb so much of the attacks, he was just stuck in that retreat mode.
Well, Lurker's starting to push forward. They're slightly pushing this back. Oh, big volleys, though, are going to be able to... Oh, good transfuse. Saves it for another shot at least, but just too much here. Eris just has way too much. More than double the army supply right now. And this base will assuredly go down. And I believe we're going to have Eris at 3-0 in just a moment here. A nice little hidden base, but it's no longer hidden, actually.
Yeah.
Looks like what?
Good concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different. Like, this one was very similar to the first matchup that we saw against the two. Just overall, that Zoe, I love that Zoe is trying to be the aggressor and trying to be, like, harassing and stuff throughout. And I think it's getting a lot done. But then there needs to be some plan to, like, end it or really, really take stuff out. Because I think that the objectives are very largely go after, like, drones and stuff. But there needs to be some plan to, like, really shut down Eris, because Eris will just continue to tech no matter what.
That would be a cool Zerg ability. Somebody, Seven in chat, saying the ability to drag Marines underground.
Yeah.
Like your burrowed roach can get under. It takes like a couple seconds to pull them under or something, but
yeah, it would be like the anti-Phoenix.
Yeah, it's kind of like
lift something into the air.
You can pull it into the ground. Yeah, that'd be cool. Why not?
Yeah.
Like it exposes them for a couple seconds, but if they can get it off, it's just an instant kill on whatever you do it. That would be neat. All right, Zoe fighting back. Actually, does get a little bit here into the Eris' mineral lines, but much has been lost.
There's a Dune RTS that's coming out very.
Oh, I saw it's the Spice Wars or whatever.
Yes, that one's already. I don't know if that's it. I just bought it. I haven't played it yet. I thought there was one that was pure RTS. The Spice Wars one is 4X style.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if there's 2 or what.
I might have to check that out. Actually, then I thought it was RTS.
It's so weird. It has RTS components, like like Total War.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'd like it then. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll check
it out. For so many years, they wanted to make a Dune RTS, but whoever owned the rights to the Dune wouldn't allow it to happen.
But now that
the movie comes out, now they're allowing it to happen.
Yeah, there was one back in like the late '90s, or there was Dune 2000, which was an RTS.
Honestly, it's kind of smart, right? Because now that there's all the hype for Dune, that's when you want to release the game.
Yeah.
Not when everyone's like, wait, what? What's Dune? Yeah. Dune RTS? What is that? All right, well, Eris will take game number 3 here, putting herself just 1 win away from taking it all. And again, a lot of predictions for Eris to win the tournament this time around, and I can see why. Eris is incredibly strong against bots, against humans. Eris is almost unbeatable at this moment in time. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, we need to see an Eris killer bot. That's a good idea. Production. Sniping. Yeah, we need to see some Eris snipes. Yeah, for so long, everyone's been sniping Micro Machine and other bots like that. But now we need some Eris snipes, apparently.
Yeah.
Eris is just too good.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to Eris next season.
We'll just improve more and more.
Zerg is strong. Well, I have no doubt that we have some very innovative bot authors. I have no doubt somebody will find something that just shuts Eris down at some point in time. We'll see. All right.
Possible.
We're going to get loaded up what could be our final game of the night unless Zoe can have a miraculous comeback and turn things around, which, again, not impossible. Zoe can absolutely go toe-to-toe with Eris for at least a good portion of the game. So, when you're at that level and you're both maxed out, you both have a good bank, you just need one really big engagement, one big tipping point to put it in your favor. And I absolutely think Zoe can pull that off, but we'll see. Eris might just be able to close it out here and take the 4-0 win, which also wouldn't surprise me. But I think we're ready. No, that says 1 minute. I was like, oh, it's got 2 seconds. Yeah, they're ready. I don't know why they put so much time on the clock. Let's get into it. Our 4th game, potentially the last game. We'll see if Eris can seal the deal. Let's go.
Team Eris's.
Eris.
Soup catchers.
Zoe.
Wait, why did it say Zoe Eris owned? Oh, because of the 2 matchups that they played a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because
So it'd be 4
technically
now.
Zoe has lost 4 matches now. Yeah, so the 2 and because Eris had the 1 game advantage here. So, all right. So Zoe is keeping track at least through this tournament, as far as wins and losses. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. All right. How does Zoe turn it around? What does Zoe do?
I mean, very mild differences, I think, is just has to figure out, I think, positioning, to be honest.
Yeah, that does
Because
seem to be
there
a
are
big part of it.
positions, there are times when the army supply was in Zoe's favor, and I think it's the way, like, Eris always seems to have the better concave, the better, like, just method of attack, whereas Zoe is trying to kind of be evasive a lot more and trying to get, like, the harassment damage done, but isn't taking, like, good, clean fights in a way that's gonna win.
Yeah, often on the first push, even Zoe has a army supply advantage, but
Yeah.
you just get split up a little bit.
Yeah, I think
I'd like to see a few more roaches out of Zoe.
Mhm.
He gets stuck in like Hydra Zergling later on, which they just die too easily and are too cost inefficient versus a Roach Hydra. And I'd actually like to see less Zergling harass, if possible, because once Burrow's engaged, those Zerglings just kind of run around and slowly die. They're not doing a whole lot except denying a little bit of mining. But we've seen in game 1 that as long as Zoe's in a good spot, like army supply wise, he'll take okay fights. Just when he falls far behind, he gets stuck in retreat mode, and then just gets picked apart.
Yeah, definitely. And that's another thing when we were talking just a bit ago about, like, the bot decision making. Definitely one area that bots have trouble with is the idea of, I'm retreating, but I can retreat no further.
Yeah,
Like, because they just decide I can't win, and they'll retreat to death.
yeah. Terrain
Like-
is also a big issue, right? So when you get pushed back into a corner, it's hard to know that you're in a corner.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just keep going further backwards. No problem. It just doesn't work.
All right, well, things are gearing up here. We've got our 3 bases on the way. Speed about to finish up for both these bots as well. Just a little Zergling scouting going on. So, yeah, kind of the same stuff that we've been seeing here. And when you've got 2 macro Zergs, you're going to see a lot of the same early game shenanigans. And then, yeah, it just really comes down to the positioning, the engagements, and who can get the upper hand first. And even when Zoe seemed to get the upper hand, though, Eris turned it around. Eris is just so good. Zoe had the upper hand for a little bit, it felt like, in that
it's
first
just
game.
always, and it was the other gear. Like, it's the next step is Zoe had the upper hand, and had they both stayed on that tech, then I think Zoe might win. But Eris always says the next thing coming.
Yeah, that switch into Broodlords. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then Lurkers really shut it down. Like,
Oh yeah, lurkers have been doing a lot of damage actually for Eris. They did a little bit even for Zoe in the last game, but which is yeah, especially with the Ravagers, I would think lurkers wouldn't be as effective because you can dodge lurker spines, right? So you could just kind of dodge left to right, and then with the Ravagers and the Vials, you should just be able to gun them down and then get out of range. But they seem to be a little trickier to deal with than obviously in theorizing like we are.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's actually tried to dodge a lurker spines before. But you could be right. It could be possible. You see the first spine and try to guess where the last one's going to be and try to get off that angle.
You just go left or right. Like, you just, Oh, that's true. You have to have at least 2 to know the angle it's going, though.
Or 1 and know where the lurker is.
Or just 1 and know. Oh, that's, yeah, if you 1 and you know where the
lurker
lurker is. Yeah, okay.
And then you got to do some trigonometry to figure out the the angle and what's like.
Oh, yeah, and fast forward was that
ling.
Ling. Yeah, that'd be hard. That Ling was bugging out. That was weird. All right, well, 4th base now going down for Eris. So shaping up for the economy. Zoe will probably get a 4th here very soon as well, I would imagine. Upgrades looking good for both these bots. Very even. That burrow just now finishing for Zoe. Couple thoughts on that as well. All right, this is where the fun begins. A lot of queens here to hold off this first little big attack. Yeah, that makes sense. That was the first real little pressure, I think. Other than that, it's just been Zerglings poking around. I love the burrowed Zerglings in all the bases as well. So pesky.
It's interesting looking at the gas. I noticed that Zoe took all of his gas geysers and took them early. And yet, Eris is the one floating gas. So, what did Zoe spend his gas on that Eris didn't? He must have some sort of tech advantage. I just don't see it.
More roaches, maybe? There's a little bit more army supply for Zoe.
I guess so.
Maybe
this was a problem last game too. Is he's getting these burrowed Zerglings are actually taking a while for Zoe to clear out.
Yeah.
Puts him behind on the expansion count for a little bit.
And Zerglings coming in. Yes, this is the final best of 7. This is the grand finals, Genzu. This is it. This is for all the cookies. And we'll see. Okay, Eris getting out with the Zerglings. Nice. Zoe's looking a little bit stronger this time around. I don't know. It just feels a little better right now.
Yeah.
The Hydras
for the game 1. Yeah.
Nothing's gone wrong for Zoe, which is a good thing.
Yeah. The upgrades are about to be a little bit ahead as well for Zoe, right? Yeah, +1. The range is going to finish. The Hydra range is going to finish first.
Yeah, and the lurker den's halfway done.
Yeah, okay. We'll see how this pans out. Zoe's setting herself up nicely.
There you go. Infestation pick coming over Zoe as well. Could be good. If Zoe is able to find that bottom corner base or something, shut that down and maintain like a 1 base advantage, then this could be pretty good. We're getting Eris with the Spire, and in the first game, the Mutas didn't really do well until later in the game. When it was already too late, but like the initial switch to Mutas wasn't very effective, so that could work in Zoe's favor as well.
Yeah, that could definitely
And
mean something.
Eris is getting a Baneling nest.
These single roaches in 2 of the mineral lines is just something that Zoe's not capable of dealing with. He's not bringing over an Overseer, building a Spore, so it's just constantly shutting down his economy and forcing his army back.
Thankfully, the drones are burrowing, so they're not getting picked off too readily, but it does, it just mucks things up for everything here. Okay,
This could be a good fight for Zoe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mike is going to absolutely get this base, I think. Here come the forces of Eris, though, so Zoe's going to need to kill it and get out. Maybe there's no way out, really. Maybe go north and do a little more. Oh, actually, Eris is going to let him live. There you go. Go on north, roaches. That's fine.
The screen panned away, but I think Eris may have even vialed himself as well. So
oh, geez.
Every little advantage helps.
For sure. Oh, yeah, it's that you just got to hit that tipping point. So, yeah, every little thing in Zoe's favor will give her just another chance. Big army, though, for Eris is starting to knock on Zoe's door. Zoe needs to group up and crush this somehow.
I think it does have a lurker nearby.
A little bit.
Decent fungal. It's a pretty good start.
Lurker here will help, but there's a lot.
Dead. is
Yeah.
Oh
dead.
no, he's retreating in the exact same corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
We saw this
no.
last game too.
Yeah, this is a shame because there's units on the other side too. He could at least make an attempt to surround, but
Yeah.
he just sent them off. And yeah,
Well, that base is dead. Zoe on the back foot once more. And this might be it. Big army supply advantage for Eris. That +2 attack as well is so strong with that many Hydras and Roaches and everything.
Yeah,
Or wait,
put
what
up
is
a
it,
good
just
fight
Roaches?
though. But yeah, this is looking like the beginning of the end and the beginning of a 3-time champion, 2-time champion now.
2-time champion Eris did get first place in season 2 of 2021, and technically, if you count Spiny, one of the authors created Spiny, got first place in 2020 season 2, and even second place in season 3. So
3rd championship for Rasper then.
no, well, very well done. And yeah, it does look like Eris should be able to seal the deal, double the army supply here. It's not over just yet, but once you get to this point, again, it's just you need to have like brew boards or some switch, something to come out and catch your opponent off guard to even things out. But I don't think Zoe can do it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
behind an army,
tough.
behind on tech, behind on bases. It's hard to find a way out of this, even though it's still a 4-base Zerg. So you don't want to count them out. It's just it's hard when this, you're facing lurkers and bigger armies and stuff.
Too much. Still a great improvement out of Zoe though.
Yeah.
Got fourth place last season, so going from 4th to 2nd, constant moving up. That's good.
Went from
Impersonal.
not existing to 4th to 2nd.
Yeah,
yeah,
One of the biggest explosions on the scene is Zoe.
like a royal rotor almost.
yeah. Maybe we'll get Evil Zoe next time.
Oh,
That's it.
could be fun. But still, a great series here. Definitely close for a good portion of these matches. But just the late game, Eris is just so strong at just keeping going, just keeping the Zerg train rolling, and has all the plans. It gets into the brew boards, gets into the pretty much everything. Just can masterfully use pretty much every unit, I would say. GG. Let us know in the chat what type of GG you thought it was. Because it was a GG. Absolutely.
I feel like even in the bot scene, ZVZ is probably the most volatile matchup.
Yeah,
If a Zerg decides he wants to get hyper aggressive and just do different types of timing attacks, I could see that being problems for Eris. It could be a problem for any Zerg actually.
Oh, for sure.
yeah. If you code something like very precisely, they could definitely take advantage. And
Although again, I could be wrong when it comes to bots.
yeah,
When you have instant reaction time, and as soon as you spot units coming across the map, you start queuing up your own units. Maybe it's not even possible to make it a volatile matchup.
Well, congratulations to Team Eris. Consists of Rasper and I Don't Code This Game. I believe, yep, both of them hanging out here today, watching their bot all the way through to victory. And you
Yeah.
get first place.
Is that a perfect ProBots out of Eris? Did he lose a matchup?
Yeah, didn't
Yep.
drop a single game.
Wow.
again, Nest T.
Undefeated. The Nest T of the
Nest
bot
T.
scene at this point in time. Incredible stuff. Well played. And well played from Zoe. Good job, Soup Catcher. Seriously. Just incredibly impressive games this season.
Yeah.
And one more shout out to all of our bot authors. Seriously, you all have submitted incredibly good bots this season. Every season it gets better and better. So good job to all of you. And congratulations once again, Team Eris and your bot, Eris. You are the grand champions of Season 1 2022 here on ESChamp's ProBots. And you have also secured yourself a spot in the next season. Top 4 all get an invite and all get auto qualification for our next season. Of course, they will still have bots on the ladder most likely, and we'll be working on things and making their bots better. Maybe even come in with a new bot. We like to do that because maybe one of these authors has multiple bots like we see some of them have. And they want to bring in, this bot, they're trying something new out, but it wouldn't necessarily qualify. And they want to try some new builds. So we, send them an invite. So top 4, you all qualify for next season. And then the next 12 after that. So make sure you go check out AIarena.net and their ladder. Get your bots updated and get them working. There's a season currently underway, I believe. And we'll be doing season 2 of ProBots. I don't know, in a couple. We started this one pretty late, so we might be starting season 2 a little bit earlier than usual, or not than usual, I guess. Just in between.
Smaller break in between.
Yeah, smaller break in between, essentially. But we'll see how that goes. But that's it. We did it. We did our humans versus bots. Go back and check that out if you missed any of that. It was very good games this year. And yeah, good job, guys. Good season.
Yeah.
Good season. Very good season.
We got a scary new champion now.
Yeah, exactly.
Eris is the one to beat. Yeah, no more sniping Micro Machine. Time to snipe Eris.
Yeah, he's got that Micro Machine vibes of invulnerability now.
Yeah.
I think it's getting, and because of people like, Hearthstone, Uthermal, etc. playing these,
that's helped.
As well, it's getting a lot more attention, and I think people are realizing kind of the quality of a lot of these as well.
Well, and they, for even a year ago, they were not this level, this caliber of play. So it's getting better and better. I have no doubt next season will be even better still. So thank you once again. Thank you to our production team as well. Drexama running the whole show. And we've also got Kaiser and Laddie and Kaywin keeping things running smooth and looking good.
Very smooth day.
Crown Club happy.
Probably our best production day.
Was it? I didn't watch much of the stream, actually. I usually watch for lag.
I think there were no problems. There were no delays.
No one yelled about lag, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for bearing with us, everybody. This has been an incredibly fun season. I super look forward to next season. Make sure you join the forum, check out our website so you can stay up to date with everything going on. We do a lot of in-between videos as well, so you can watch interviews with pro players on our videos page. You can learn builds. You can learn how to make a bot. A lot of cool stuff there. And
check out the video with Jack Attack in it. That one was really interesting.
Yeah, that one just came out recently. Oh, the Tinder thing's back again. Go away, Tinderbot. Jeez Louise. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're all a bunch of lonely gamers. We need a Tinder dating site. We all know it. That's fine. Wow, that was fast. All right, we're going to wrap things up here. Thank you all for hanging out in the chat with our Tinderbot. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see you all soon. We'll be doing a game night hopefully soon for our Crown Club. So make sure you join the Discord. And one more big shout out as well to our Crown Club members. For with you, this has all been possible. You have really helped to improve everything around here. So thank you all so much for your continued support. And we're going to go ahead and run a Crown Club member shout out and then send you all on your way. Thank you again for tuning in to the Season 1 2022 Grand Finals of ProBots here on ESChamp. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good night.